But Ish, what can't be fleeting?
And then you're letting him lead you. It doesn't matter how you feel.
Saying he's led by God, but you feel like God is not telling y'all that. Do you still follow him?
You said something interesting, Ish. You just said like men don't think the way that women do. So it almost sounds like you don't fully trust their expertise. So how could you successfully be led by?
So the majority of men don't have kids. Y'all are picking wrong. Y'all are literally picking the minority.
Every man that's on this panel, y'all have more kids than all of us women.
51% of black men are single and childless.
Excuses for the statistics. The statistics don't bode well in your favor. So you say things like, okay, are they shooting blanks? Or they
because men, I don't feel like men are overall passive aggressive. The majority of men. Do you think that silence is that passive aggressive? Because we will do that.
Yeah, because there's niggas that'll use that as a way to trigger a woman. Like, because a lot of time a woman will tell you, like, when you're silent, it makes me feel like I'm ignored. So a nigga will do that intentionally.
Yeah, no, I'm just because I didn't agree with the passive aggressive part until Mary said that. I'm like, okay, I can see men and be like, you know what? I ain't saying nothing else. Will unsubscribing from the Democratic Party help fix Black America?
Let's just unsubscribe. No, you got to know why.
I don't think so.
That's the only thing that get black people together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
Wow.
that.
What I think will fix is if black people truly understood politics.
Because for a guy, because listen, it's so many different reasons for a man to want to hang out with his friends.
Adrian, I'm not gonna let that slide. I heard you. Why do you think that it's older single women who share that opinion?
Sometimes that's the case. There has to be
Explain
balance.
what White History Month is.
It's honoring the achievements of the greatest ethnic group in human history.
Wow.
I think all of that shit deserves a put him in the bathroom.
Would you rather have a whore of a daughter or a gay son?
Let's see here.
bruh.
Because if she's a hoe, that ain't my problem. Hell, she just be a hoe. Shit.
That's a whore. Definitely. Like,
yeah, is going to college a waste of time?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think it's ridiculous.
And can I just piggyback on that?
Read this for me, Q.
Okay, $5 super chat from Omega Green. Depends. Go for STEM, medical or law. However, if you go for BS degrees like communications, is that supposed to be policies? Or
Poli-sci, political science.
Poli-sci, okay. Yeah. Or criminal justice, it's wasted time.
Final thought.
When you take a man's time, it's like taking his money. When you take a man's money, it's like taking his time. Simply put, we want something for it. If you're not interested, don't go out. Sis, hit me up. Let's clear your coochie balance.
Do women, should they still be covered by men? Do women need to understand what it takes for men to feel like they should be covered by men?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, women don't value men anymore, and it's evident.
For women to admit that they're not equal to their men, women have to come to that conclusion that you are not equal to your man. Are you for spanking? Let's go around the room, yes or no. Q, you for spanking?
Absolutely.
Age.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so big kids don't get spankings?
You gotta fight them niggas.
There's no difference between divorced women and single mothers. The man will, in both circumstances, suffer comparably with no benefit to himself. The benefits don't outweigh the cost.
But it's still better to go with someone who hasn't gone through that. It's still better to not choose them.
Have men been getting over on household duties all this time?
Listen, but I don't touch a trash bag to save my life.
So let me ask you, could you and your wife switch roles and what you do versus what for that person hold y'all back or let y'all go?
Physically, can't nobody hold me back.
Ain't no such thing as a fair fight. But Ish, what can't be fleeting?
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic.
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
This Might Be Risky sponsorship package is here. Have your ad run on our live streaming episodes, linked in the video description and attached to our many hot take clips. The channel is fast growing with thousands of views and subscribers. Don't miss your chance to grow your business on one of the fastest growing platforms on YouTube. Join the family today. This Might Be Risky. Email us at thismightberisky@gmail.com if interested. Hashtag Indeed. Hashtag do the right thing.
Share, subscribe, tell a friend, to tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dance and jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real. Well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels, and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dancing, jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky. I hope you know. This might be risky. Let's go, let's go. This might be risky. No, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show.
Yeah, one more time.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real. Well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels, and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dancing, jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky. I hope you know. This might be risky. Let's go, let's go. This might be risky. No, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show.
It's a stampede! DJ HAMP the stamp. DJ HAMP the stamp.
Yo, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. DJ HAMP the Stampede, we in the building. Salute, 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 salute. What's popping, man? Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing well. You heard? Hit the like button if you can, man. That helps the channel the most.
Yeah! Now that's how you kill somebody, my brothers. You get right up on the motherfucker and bam! Throw his brains all over the sidewalk in broad daylight.
Rock the ball, baby.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yo, what's popping?
What's popping?
Everything, man. Uh-huh.
You know.
Let's get it, man. Let me see you in the chat real quick. Mr. Williams, what up? E-Dub in the building. Foe in the building. What's popping? D-Majesty in the building. Let's get it, man. Like, share, subscribe. Salute my brother Kurt. AC, what up? Salute, salute, salute. Oh, he's doing the names again. Alibaba was popping. Mrs. Locks in the building. Karim was goody. Vet Life was good. Champ Talk Reactions in the building. Salute. Melly Mel was popping. Mel, you already know. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, man. 100 people in the building. Let's make sure the likes match the viewership. Queen T in the building. Saul in the building. Mr. JTK was popping. Miss Maria, I see you. Was good. Big Lee in the building. Rebecca, what up, though? Impress putting in work. That's always a pleasure, man. Appreciate you. Thinking Throwed in the building. Reese was popping. Brandon was popping. OG Sigma, what up, my boy? Hope all is well. Hope everything's everything, man. JT in the building was goody. I got Mel already. Okay. Hit the like button. T Savant was good. Reggie, how you? Hope everything's everything. Truth, what up? Salute, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most, man. CJ was popping. Tequila in the building. I like it, man. John, what up, kid? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Hope everything's everything. Jay Strada in the building. SPS in the building. Salute, salute. Lucky Leo was good. I got my brother Bino in the building, of course. So John, what up, kid? Good to see you. Callie putting in work. That's always a gift. You heard? Cheek was good, my boy. Hope all is well. King Jers was popping. Zoom in the building. William Graves, of course. Let's get it, man.
Wow.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Perfect. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can, man. That helps the channel
the most.
Yo, so I did come get him. Get him out of here. So I saw this video, man. And it goes directly into what it is that we talked about yesterday. We broached this topic ever so slightly. The one, right? 2,000 shots fired, you know? Now, when we see these things happening, we were talking about kind of like women in violence yesterday in terms of being involved in certain things. We reviewed a video where this lady said her son would never date a black woman. She was black because of the behavior, fighting, just out of control, cussing out their elders and etc. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of stemming from, and you know, it was the common thing you hear, like, yo, they coming from these single mother-led households. Here's the behaviors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple clips queued up from 2,000 shots fired. I got a clip from my campus, but this video right here, I saw it this morning or yesterday. But I guess what I'm trying to understand is, let me see, where did I put it? Is this really the origin of all things, right? Is this the true crux of the issues that we about to explore? If we being 100% honest, is this the one of the main things that we just have to accept, right? We talked about twerking ad nauseum, right? When you mentioned several things. But this video kind of popped out to me. Now, I heard enough of it to where I said, okay, this is relevant, but I didn't hear all of it in terms of what these women were sharing in this clip. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Address y'all, okay? You guys are raising these young men to be little savages.
Yeah, I'm dealing with a teenager, and every day it feels like I'm fighting for my life. This morning I woke up for school and I said, hey, you know, it's time to get up for school. And she says, hey, it's time for you to shut the fuck up and mind your motherfucking business.
I feel like I want to give up on my sons. They're lazy. They're dirty. The one 14-year-old, he's rude and disrespectful. The boy told me I need to get a better job and make more money, and I need to buy a better house. And I am a single mother of 5. These niggas don't do shit for my kids. I do everything for my kids.
So who stole the money? I'm tired of going back and forth with y'all about all this weird ass. Like, I'm tired of these kids. Like, I don't know what the fuck be going on or what be going through y'all brain, but I am tired of y'all.
At the stop sign, turn left onto West Road.
How are you 16 years old still putting me through postpartum depression? I can't do this no more. I'm tired of your attitude. I'm tired of the way you talk. I can't stand the way you walk. I'm ready for you to go. Your daddy don't want you.
I'm gonna address y'all, okay? You guys are raising.
Your daddy don't want you. It's crazy.
And she's about to say, I don't want you either.
We was looking at this rail, right? And the conversation was 5 hours long yesterday, you know. But is the parenting truly just the origin of all the issues that we have? You know, Illa came up, salute to him, mentioning just kind of what happened to us in history and etc. You know, we're now in these times. So is that less of the problem and more of how we raising the kids?
I think it's gonna go surpass how we're raising the kids. Sorry.
Say it again. Sorry, I missed it.
I think it's going past how we're raising the kids. This is who we are. This is the culture. So the same results that I'm seeing from single parent homes, whether it's the bad decorum or the getting into trouble with the law or the having the kids out of wedlock, the smoking, it's coming. The 2-parent black homes are producing them kids as well. It's literally, these kids go to school because you're not gonna outnumber the kids at the school. So you can have a 2-parent home, but if you live in a certain area, I think that's the only thing that's kind of where black people are able to take their kids out of the culture. is by surrounding them by upper middle class or predominantly white, where the culture is not so influential. That's the only where I see black kids showing up different. But not the ones that, if they come from a 2-parent home, but they live too close to the hood, so they got to go to school with the hood kids. Those kids are going to do whatever, disappoint their parents and go against their parents to fit in with those kids at school. So it don't matter about the values and principles that's getting instilled with them at home. My mom ain't cool. My daddy not cool. I'm going to school. I want to be a cool kid at school, and the majority of the kids at school is single mothers, single kids. So I don't even think that's an escape anymore. To be like, oh yeah, we're gonna give them a 2-parent home. You sending them to school with these little young niggas, they don't have to get in where they fit in, or they're gonna be the butt of the joke and bully.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, right? I remember one of the brothers was talking, right? And he come from a 2-parent household. And he's saying one of the things that saved him, essentially, to an extent, from being a lame, is being in an environment to where most of the kids don't come from that. So he was able to absorb layers of the things that make you cool in black culture, essentially. Now that you're saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So essentially, not disregarding where he came from, but rather he said, okay, I can take this, I can adopt that, because the culture because of what is acceptable in the culture. You're saying that most people don't end up like him, well, taking parts that make sense, but rather just being influenced totally.
Yeah. Following the lead, the need to fit in with your peers, the peer pressure of being accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of adults can't deal with it. And we see that, right? Like majority of adults will go with the flow, follow the leader. So we understand kids, their brain ain't even fully developed. They want to be accepted, and they doing whatever in New Orleans we call it to be down. You doing whatever it takes to be down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. To be down for sure. And I think that, Saad actually said something interesting in the chat, right? T.I.'s son, if you didn't know no better, you would think that, because remember he was talking, let me see if I can find it. He was saying, look, I be at my grandma's house all the time, though, with my cousins and all them, right? And she still lived kind of around the way. He was saying that, right? He refused to accept what T.I. was saying, like, you rich. He fighting so hard to be on the other side of the tracks.
Mm-hmm. And that's the crazy thing, because with those celebrity children, even the money isn't fixing them. Boosie been a millionaire. Look at his sons. Floyd Mayweather. Look at how accomplished Floyd is. His daughter, baby mama to some little hood nigga. Well, he's young boy NBA, but it's just some little hood nigga out of Baton Rouge who just getting money, and you've been raised with money your entire life, But they in the culture. Look at Lil Wayne daughter. Lil Wayne daughter ain't from New Orleans. Lil Wayne been out of New Orleans rapping since he was 14. She never spent her life in the trenches. She's still online shaking like she a New Orleans girl. She's still messing with dudes who got baby mamas, Lucci, and all of this extra shit. Because they want to be a part of the culture. Like even within our Disney princesses getting pregnant for rappers out of wedlock. Disney princesses, you the Little Mermaid pregnant for a YouTube rapper, and now you're not even with him, and now y'all have domestic violence cases.
So would it be, when they come from these affluent areas, who's actually raising the kids? Is it because the parents aren't actually there raising them?
No, I think even when they have good, decent parents, being black is the negative shit. And if you don't act, or you don't have the results of the average black person, what they think black, what propaganda pushes is black, you get your black card taken away, you get called the Oreo, you get called the sellout, you get called the square. And most people don't want to be ostracized. So even if they don't have that upbringing, even if they have good parents, they still cosplaying what they feel like black is.
What they
And this could be the origin could have been the single parent homes, but I'm telling you is whatever cancer that created, is big enough to overtake anybody. That can't just outright stand and be like, black people be on fuck shit. Because the one thing about it is, if you can't accept, if you can't stand against it and you just go with the flow, you'll end up like everybody around you. We all know that bad character corrupts good judgment. If you don't see nothing wrong with it, you'll fall right into the same traps. It don't matter, because like I was saying in the chat yesterday, when they was like, oh, is it more teacher women and women that vote or women that twerk? The teachers are twerking. The voters are twerking. The senates are twerking. The mayors are twerking. The governors are twerking. Their girl, they twerking.
Yo, here's the thing, right? Look at this, right? And the clip had the women in there. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking about because we have to kind of use them because that's people can see it, right? Do we blame T.I. for King's how he acts, right? We understand it's the culture, but when the father is there, he wasn't able to override it.
Mm-hmm.
When Floyd was there, she still had that baby.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, because I'm thinking about what you're saying, you know? Magic Johnson is there, his son, the biggest, most flamboyant motherfucking nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like the culture is more influential and has more pull on the kids than anything.
Mm-hmm. You know?
Oh, what's the other nigga? Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. I feel like they made this child gay. Shit. That boy told him he was thinking about other boys. They made him a girl. You should have just let him be gay. You turned him into a girl.
Now let me ask you, because AC said it, right? Because I was kind of walking this down, right? Now you got LeBron though, but you got his wife too, right?
His wife is everything, because especially when it comes to these celebrities, you got to understand, when you think about the woman that Floyd was with and those other kids, never in the spotlight. You know who Yaya mama is? The side hoe. The side hoe. So who's raising your kids? Also, right?
Yo, AC cooking on the low, right? Because look. Because you mentioned LeBron, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't have a dad.
Right. But that's the crazy thing, because that's why I said it's no longer, because I know people who come from single parent homes who don't have the same results as my parents, my children, my friends that come from double parent homes. They got the most baby mamas. They got in the most, you know what I'm saying? They got in trouble. And then I have parents who came from single mother homes, single father homes, and they Jalen. They Jalen, stay out of trouble, young, getting to it, getting money, getting her shit done. They James, you see what I'm saying? And then you got other people is baby mamas, is they on bullshit.
So
I'm from a single parent home. Shit.
So the culture is overriding parenting. Believe that sincerely?
Mm-hmm.
I think the parenting is weak and therefore can be overridden. You know, I think you have to be very consistent on these kids day in and day out, right? Right. You have to, and it's a slippery slope, right? Where you can't let shit slide, you know, and then what happens, right? So you gotta, even like when I'm talking to my oldest daughter, just about stuff, real stuff, you know, we talk through this stuff. Well, think about this, right?
When you talking to her, I don't think majority of parents are talking to their kids. You know, a lot of parents, especially the younger ones right now, they give them a tablet. They tired from work. They don't want to talk to them kids. Get the fuck out of here. There's no sitting around a table.
You know, I say that all the time, right? I'll come home from DJing 4 a.m., right? And I'm just saying because the club in DC closed at 3. By the time I get my stuff, boom, 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 right? I'm going home. My wife said, hey, babe, I'm going to Pilates at 7, right? So I got to get up. So I'm up technically, right? But guess who they dancing to? Gracie Corner. I'm tired of shit. You know what I mean? Right? We work our asses off. Most families, everybody got to work, right? But that's no excuse.
Right.
And the kids do a lot. Excuse me. The parents, the TVs and the laptops do a lot of the heavy lifting, right? The parenting is shitty, you know.
But you saying Gracie's Corner. The rest of these kids, they be watching them little Roblox. You gotta watch them kids with them little Roblox because it be grown ass adults.
I had to
playing
turn
Roblox,
off
saying all type of wicked shit.
Yo, I had to turn off Georgie Roblox. Like there was literally some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And here's where we, you know, so my wife is a lot more like punish. You get this, you know what I mean? But I'm just thinking through it. So I talked to my daughter like, hey, damn, so okay, so the little boy, right? He don't got a dad. What does that mean? She's like, you keep saying that, da da da. I said, well, think about this, right? And we literally walk it down, you know. But then little boy, he know how to like fix a tire, change oil. You know, he's over here. Like now he with me. Okay, boom, let's do XYZ. You know what I'm saying? You know, but just like having more of an elevated conversation with understanding. You know, how much does your body mean to you? How much do you value yourself? Right? You're gonna have to live with that moment for the rest of your life if you give up your chastity to somebody who didn't deserve it, right? Because you better than that, right? Like literally having a conversation, right? Because nobody ever talked to me about sex.
Me either.
Right? Like never. Right. And so, but even Sherelle, when I'm approaching it, I'm nervous. You know what I mean? Like I like, you know, like not like I'm scared. It just like, you know,
Yeah,
like,
because it's so taboo and like a lot of we grew up with parents that told us what to do regardless of what they was doing, right? Do as I say, not as I do. Don't question it. It's disrespectful to question them. So it's no back and forth the conversation. This is not a damn dialogue. This is a monologue. They get a monologues, go sit down, stay in a child's place. Until you grown, and then when you get grown, you're supposed to just figure the shit out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's essentially what a lot be happening. Yo, we did an episode, right? Maybe I could find it. So we had Ask Ave on the panel, right? And one of the girls saying, my pad flew out while I was playing basketball. And then they were like, I think Callie was on there. And they were like, she's like, your mom didn't show you how to put on a pad? And as Abe was like, nobody showed us how to put on a pad or none of that shit. Right? They send you in the bathroom and say, put the pad on. But she's like, nobody be talking about sex and shit. And when I was assessing it, that shit's more true than false.
I grew up with a single dad. When my period came, my dad had to get on the phone and call my sisters. Because we lived in Texas and my sisters lived, it was after Katrina, so everybody was everywhere. He didn't know what to do. He just started calling all his other daughters because my oldest sisters are grown.
Yeah, it's like Roxy, but did you die? Real shit. Damn, yo, it's interesting, man. Let me ask you, what's your understanding about single parent homes as opposed to dual parent homes? Do you think that there is a substantial difference, though?
I think that the double parent homes can be very much better when it's a positive environment. I think when the parents are toxic, when they're fighting in front of the kids, when they are bad influences on the kids, they're letting the kids smoke. Because I've seen fathers who let their kids smoke, let their kids have sex, let their kids do, depending on who those parents are, they're going to be just like you. It's just the same situation with T.I. T.I., you've been going to jail for guns and you glorify certain lifestyles. Your kids want to be like you. They don't even have to get the culture from the streets. They get it from their dad, who is the icon or the inventor of trap music, literally. You're the godfather of trap.
So why are you surprised?
And then when they go to school and you're the godfather of trap, you got to understand that your kids ain't always around you. They at school. Yeah, their peers expect them to be harder. They gonna, your daddy a real nigga, but you ain't. So King looked like a little boy who always got to go somewhere proving himself.
Yeah, he a little light.
And then he little and he light skinned, he funny looking,
And
that come from literally being white because they got that little white side in them.
Yo, here's the thing, right? Even like Chugga Wugga, right? Or everybody know him as Big Chug, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big Chug, put your hands up immediately, right? You know, he always punching, always because he comes to the gym, right? That's his environment, you know, on a damn near daily basis. He always getting in trouble at school, hitting people, tackling people, but that's his environment though, right? So literally, when you look at it, if you just use the T.I. example, it makes sense.
Yeah. And
Right?
so if Chug grows up to be a damn Israelite boxing football nigga, nobody's gonna be shocked.
Nobody gonna be like, how he get there?
Nobody's
Right?
gonna be like how he get there because we understand you're the direct influence. But we can't keep saying that women keep getting pregnant by bitch ass niggas and wondering why these raising their sons and then thinking it's all the women. Now, of course, it's yours because you getting pregnant by them, but these women are literally not pulling the same type of men, right? Because you can only work with the men who you can capture, the gays. So once you, and a lot of times as Black women, we get ruined in our teenage years. You know what I'm saying? We start having sex at 14, 15. We having sex already. We getting tattoos. We smoking weed. We having babies young. You see what I'm saying? And we don't understand. We don't know enough in the world to know this is disqualifying us for by the time that a man in his prime, he's not going to want all the baggage that we're carrying while we're young, because we fine as fuck when we're young. We start developing young. We malleable. It's easy to finesse. We ain't worrying about if it's stupid for us to be 16 thinking he should have a father and he should have a house and he should have a car. No, he said I'm pretty. He think I'm fine. He talked to me all night, so I'ma fuck him. He said it feel better without the condom on. I'ma take it off. And so when we're there, we're not realizing. So the women the men that are coming in to a woman that has 2 kids, I'm just telling you that those women they're pulling the best niggas. They pulling niggas that come from jail. They're pulling niggas that's gonna beat their ass. They pulling niggas that do drugs. They're pulling niggas that ain't gonna take care of no motherfucking kids. But they still women. They don't want to be alone and they need dick. But they don't understand how all of the baggage that they keep picking up from young is making them invisible to any type of man that's gonna even be a good father.
Yo, the father shit, man. My father, my older brother has a different father than I do, right? He's 12 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
My father had a conversation with his father about him not being able to come around, basically, right? When my brother was little. And the impact on my father is like, you can't even articulate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like how real it is, you know? With a father. Like, and my brother have very similar footsteps to my dad. Like, my brother been married since he's 23. He don't even say bad words unless he texting, then he cussing his text, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he a football playing, boxing, you know, like the same type of thing. And just the impact of that, you know. When the boy was because I brought her to like, it's like Dave and Buster's. You know, that was their first date, but I was there and his mom was there too. So it was like a chaperone shit, you know. He's like, I was he's nervous as hell, as he should be though. That should be the vibration. But when you out here fatherless, both the little girls and the little boys don't got a clue.
Mm-hmm.
You know
and that's so crazy because I understand my daddy made such a difference, right? Because we live in New Orleans, but my daddy's his parenting overrid the culture of New Orleans, right?
How?
He's just stern. My daddy, he just made us feel like there's everybody else and then there's my kids.
But Rel, here's where we gotta keep it tall though, right? Like even with him being so stern, we got subject to things that we maybe shouldn't have or did, right? Locked up, all that type of shit, right? So we still have to acknowledge that the culture still had an influence, even with that great impact, like the conversation that we had.
No, I'm saying like my brothers. No, my brothers never been to jail. They all married. They married the girls from middle
How about
school.
me and you?
Just raised. No, but I'm saying, but like me, I was doing. Oh, my daddy was so hurt too. You see what I'm saying? And I never did no time. Like you know what I'm saying? I got through it hanging with the wrong crowd of people.
Yeah.
But my daddy was heavy on that too. You see what I'm saying? So that was easy why I was able to pull. I was even able to do a diversion program because I remember Sean mentioned that the other day to not even have it on my record at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, right? The culture can still, even with the strong,
it still hit you.
To the point.
Hit you. But my daddy was like just very stern with my brothers. Is what I'm trying to say. He was 10 times harder on them. I'm the baby. I get away with all type of shit. You see what I'm saying? But my brothers, he just was like extremely hard on them to override the culture because it's just a definite trajectory that men in New Orleans will go.
You better stop trying to say big words. That ain't your ministry. You heard?
Please. I know you ain't talking. You barely can read.
Aaron with the $2 says marriage won't fix our issues. Only y'all laws can. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Just the hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling.
So, I think that's a great lead into this shit, right?
Perfect.
When we're talking about the origin of things, how much history matters. Even history was in question yesterday. Should history matter? How much does it help, impact, influence kids? Let me ask you before we go into these 2,000 bullets being fired in 48 hours, right? How much does the history, does our derivative, where we come from, matter in terms of inspiration to kids? Does it help the kids? What's your take on history being a very important thing to know and understand for Black people?
I think history can be Henderson to Black kids.
Why is that?
In the way that it's told, it creates victims.
Okay, break it down.
When we learn about Black history, we just learn about how all our leaders died, how we were slaves, how we was this, how they put drugs in the community. We don't really talk about leaders. They're not talking about. They don't teach the Haitian Revolution in school. They ain't teaching about Mansa Musa. They ain't teaching about the people in the Bible was Black. They're not. You don't have to tell Black kids that Black people never created anything. You just have to give them all of these things white people created and then tell them about nothing Black people created. You know? Because you get the Black History Month, because they teach history, but then they teach Black history. It's like the 1 month where they might talk about leaders who got killed because they're not teaching about Marcus Garvey. They're not teaching about revolutionary things. They don't even really do Malcolm like that. It's a lot of Martin. It's a lot of Rosa and things like that. But it literally does put Black kids in a victim mindset. I do believe, you know. And then we go into the world all of a sudden feeling like, oh, we can't make it anyway, so we don't try. Because we Black. And they're gonna, you know, what they take from the Tulsa story is if we build another community, they're just gonna bomb it. If we get another leader, they're just gonna kill them. Look what they did to our communities. Look what the power they have. What's the point of us rising up? They're gonna come. They're gonna put drugs back in the community. They're gonna bomb us again. So I do think that literally the history and the way that it's taught is literally creating victims.
Okay.
Socially engineering them to be victims.
Okay. So when they're hearing it creates a woe is me sentiment. Woe is us, right? There's somebody keeping us down, as opposed to being informed and inspired by it. You think it's happening the opposite effect. So like we ain't land on Plymouth Rock.
Rock landed on us.
That is interesting. Okay. Because there was some different takes yesterday. It was kind of like Mr. Fantastic, CJ kind of saying like that them knowing the history don't inspire them to do more, you know. From my standpoint, when I started learning about how great Black people were in different sets, like I drew something from it positive. Right? If they went through this, if they could do it, I know I can get through this little bit of shit I'm going through. You know, but instead it's like, no, this happened to our ancestors, and so this is why we're at where we're at, and we'll always be here until somebody does something for me.
Yeah, I definitely think it's socially engineering an inferiority complex. Because remember, in the last show, I said that we're definitely dealing with that.
Okay.
It's like the way they domesticated dogs. You know what I'm saying? Even though people will argue with me because they whitened it up, they used to shoot dogs in front of other dogs. They used to kill wild dogs in front of other dogs to let you know, and then they started, what do you call it, epigenetically putting it in them to be more domestic. So it's like, soon as you come out the gate, we're gonna let y'all know what we did to your forefathers. We're gonna let y'all know what we did to y'all every time y'all try to rise up. And not to mention, we're gonna make sure a black person get killed by a white cop every year to remind y'all, stay in line.
Wow. I'm just thinking about it. Cause I'm on the opposite side still, but I see your point. I see, and I guess I just seen it because when the school is like mostly black and the teachers mostly care and the principal mostly understands and they let you teach different things, go into, the likes of Medgar Evers as an example, right? And really showing you the impact that these people had and really going into the inventions, and Dr. Charles Drew, who saved so many lives during World War II, learning how to transfer blood plasma, right? Like just all these things, Ronald McNair, you just all these things, right? And I've seen kids get galvanized, but it depends on the teaching, right? What is the mindset of the person overlaying the information? Damn. So
ironically, my niece had to do a Black History, and she did it on Henrietta Lacks. And her introducing Henrietta Lacks to her class, nobody knew, not even the teacher.
No. Yeah, you got a lot of that. You got a lot of that. You got a lot of that. So let's take a look at this as we get down to the nitty. So we touched on it yesterday, but we didn't really get into it, Let's see.
From Elizabeth City State University, a spokesperson for the school says one person is dead and multiple people are hurt after a shooting on campus overnight. Officials say for most of the day, the campus was on lockdown, but it's since been lifted. Our Layla Cox is live in Elizabeth City right now with what we know so far and how students are reacting. Layla.
Madison, Elizabeth City State University officials say the shooting happened last night during the campus's Viking Fest activities. Officials say 6 people were injured, 3 of them being ECSU students, and a 24-year-old man who was not an ECSU student was pronounced dead. According to a statement from Elizabeth City State University, the incident happened around 12:30 a.m. The shooting is under investigation by campus, local, and state police. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation confirmed agents are still at the scene. ECSU released a statement confirming the incident took place in the quad area on campus. According to ECSU, none of the injuries of the students are considered life-threatening, and they were taken to the hospital for treatment. We spoke with students who recounted the moment the shooting happened.
It was heavy, especially because me and my friends went separate ways, and then I ended up in the Vaughn parking lot, which is in front of our gym, and I turned around and I saw one of my teammates. I play volleyball here at ECSU. One of my teammates, she got shot in the leg. So I was seeing everyone just kind of being around her, cops, tape getting pulled around her. And it was just crazy because one moment we were just having a really good time, especially because it was the end of Viking Fest.
A spokesperson from Centera Healthcare tells us that 4 people were treated at a nearby hospital and 3 of them have been released. ECSU has increased patrol access across campus, and access to the center of campus remains very limited. We'll be sure to keep you updated as more information becomes available. Live in Elizabeth City, Layla Cox, 13 News Now.
Thank you so much, Layla. In the wake of the shooting, the university is offering counseling services to students, faculty, and staff. Anyone with information related to the shooting is encouraged to contact the ECSU police.
So this was about 8 months ago. And so Elizabeth City is probably the biggest city in that region. Well, you got Norfolk that's like 45 minutes away or so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty small, like, townish area, a lot of countryside out there. And I graduated from there in 2009. And Viking Fest is the spring, like, homecoming, if that makes sense. So, like, you play the spring game, and then it's just like a festival. You know, they have performers and whatever the case is. So I'm trying to see. I know a couple of people who were there at that time, but the girl got shot, and then 2 other men got shot also. Those 2 men were also they were members of Omega Psi Phi, and they actually just crossed that during Biking Fest, and both of them got shot in like the lower extremities also. They were saying
one person that died wasn't even.
Yeah, the person that died, he got shot, I think in the head or the neck or something, but even he caught a stray. So he wasn't the intended target. What I was gathering was that it was people from the city who came to the campus, you know, because they come to the festivities, and something transpired in which they started shooting on campus, and, you know, those 3 or 4 people got shot, and then the boy died. He was actually a part of Groove 5 Groove. You know, Groove 5 Groove is like a social club, I guess. So you have all the fraternities and sororities like the Divine Nine. Then you have like Gammas, and then you have like Groove 5 Groove.
Ironically, I found one last night for girls.
Word?
But it's a fraternity.
Yeah.
It's a gay girl fraternity.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. But the Grooves is they have a large set in like New York, and I think that's where the boy was from. But the ones on Elizabeth City, there's a lot of them too. You know, what and Bino kind of saying it. What is crazy is like it be the hood, right? But it's so rural though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so spread out. Like, you know, there ain't no buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would think it would be like so hard to be like gangster in the rural areas, because it's like your house is like acres away from somebody else's house.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little more city than
woods and shit.
It's a little more city than that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first got there, I'm like, why are so many people at Walmart? Because that's the hangout spot.
Walmart?
Yeah, just like standing in front, like, you know, people stand in front of the gas station and shit like that. Like they hang out in front of the Walmart, and that's the place to be and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it just all, and then when I first got down there, they got Bloods and Crips and all that. And I'm like, how y'all did that? Where y'all get them from? You know, it ain't nobody out here. And Elizabeth City is the bigger, you know, area for the area. You know what I'm saying? So it just, but the boy died though, right? On the HBCU campus. So now they finished school like virtually because it's kind of at the end of the year. Biking Fest is in April, the school ends in May. So, you know, a few weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then so now homecoming is November 7th and 8th. And so now it's like locked down. They got an 8:00 curfew, all types of shit. Like you need to have some type of pass to get on campus or something, right? And that often what happens, right? The few ruin it for the many.
Mm-hmm.
You know? When you sent me that, hold on, let me pull this up. Did you have context to this when you sent it to me?
I had just saw it on Facebook, But then I went to go start researching and stuff like that after checking the comments. Because I didn't know if it was just something random or it was something that just had happened, but it was something that just had happened.
The shooting?
Yeah.
Those shootings? So hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. Because this says all the messages. Hold on. So I shared this yesterday, but we kind of glossed over it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so did you look these up? So South Delta High School, 2 wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In Delta State was where the boy was hung at too, right?
Yeah.
And then Leland High School, 16 shot, at least 4 dead. Heidelberg, 2 shot and killed. Alcorn State, 2 injured, 1 dead. Jackson State, 6 burnt cars, 1 injured. People, please quit. This makes no sense at all. This is not a video game. When you do this, you are affecting so many people's lives and families, and at the end of the day, ending theirs and yours. And I think this might say like pray for Mississippi or something.
Yeah. And it's 6 dead because it says 4 dead, but it updated. It's 6 dead in Leland now.
Okay. So Leland, they were in the hospital.
Yeah.
What was the shooting for?
They have no suspects. They don't even know. They don't have no leads.
There's no suspects for that.
And that's a high school homecoming.
High school homecoming, predominantly black area?
Predominantly black area, predominantly black high school.
So let me play this. So what are we exploring? Just accept it? Is that what we're exploring?
This is what this culture brings. Because when you get these kids, I'm so happy that you showed that one mama that said, I don't want you. Your daddy don't want you. You raising kids that even their parents don't love them. They ain't got no concern for life. They own life, the life of others, and they got easy access to guns. Yeah. And the culture glorifies them being the shooter. And they can find love in the streets with other crash outs, other underloved, and they gonna find like the misfits, they find each other and they fit together. And they just come together and they just want to cause chaos. And it's like, who cares that they're single moms? Who cares that they're poor? Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares until we gotta care. Till we gotta deal with it till it's at our front door. And right now, we don't know nobody in Leland, Mississippi, so it ain't none of our people that died. See what I'm saying? But they're realizing it. And we're not going to care until it's at our front door.
Yo, and that's the thing, right? This is a homecoming game. Mm-hmm. This is a homecoming experience, right? This is the front door. These are HBCUs. This is the front door, right? You could be doing any one of these activities, any one of them, right? And this can happen to you. You're not around the way. Because what we're trying to understand, does the culture supersede circumstances, right? And it appears as though it does, and therefore you can be confronted by this shit, right? I'm trying to see, because Tay went to Elizabeth City too. I'm trying to see if she was there for the shooting. If so, I'm going to send her the link. Let's look at this. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Let me read these real quick. So it got y'all screen names up here, so I apologize. I don't know everybody's picture and all that per se. Charleston with the $5 says, I'm also seeing men raising their daughters to like the same women they're complaining about. Independent, don't need a man, get your education, etc. You know, as a father, this has always interested me, right? Do you show and teach kids the skill sets that you know, right? I conclude yes, regardless of the gender. But what is the potential residual effects of that, right? Mm-hmm. Aaron with the $5 says, Trump said yesterday, they'll never forget what happened to the small hats. So why should we? Is it because we don't have the money and status? We kind of talked about that yesterday, right? I think CJ and I were conversing about that back and forth. Aaron with the $2 says, "This is why I refer the Children of the Corn movie." Sean Brewer with the $2 says, "Charlie Kirk a white supremacy fault?" Asking with beans at hand right now. I haven't seen him. Maybe we'll see him later. Let's see.
Is it supposed to have a sound or no?
Yeah. You can't hear it?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me play. The sound is very important. Yeah.
Is that right?
No bullshit. The sound is very important for this video. My bad. And so it looks like Mayo. These are the Leland shooters.
Oh, they found them?
So it looks like their charges. Morgan Lattimore, 25, capital murder. Tavion Powell, 29, capital murder. William Bryant, 29, capital murder. And Latoya Powell, 44, attempted murder. How'd she get an attempt? Let me save that one. Because I didn't watch this video full on purpose. I want to see if it names any suspects.
He wins when the family feels.
Damn, niggas got switches in this bitch. Damn. Oh my god. Oh.
It's something in my record. You know what I'm saying? Just left Leland. Bodies on the ground, man. We got to do better. We got to do better. You know what I'm saying? An event like homecoming, it's supposed to be safe and a good event. But we shouldn't end up here. We shouldn't end up here. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, these are the ones that make it. I just left Leland. It's like 7 bodies laid out there on the ground that didn't make it. Girls and kids, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's senseless, man. If you were standing next to somebody and you seen something, man, or you seen somebody who's doing that shooting, man, report it.
We're present to discuss the mass shooting that occurred Friday night. 6 people are confirmed.
Look at that shit. He's trying to call hike.
Doing that shooting, man, report it.
We're present to discuss the mass shooting that occurred Friday night. 6 people are confirmed to have died. 4 of them died on the scene, and 2 more succumbed to their injuries.
Today we visited a place that need our undivided attention and as many prayers as possible. In this video, we're not going too far from Alabama, a place we just covered not even a week ago after that tragic mass shooting that followed the homecoming game. But this time, we're crossing the state line into Mississippi. And I ain't talking about one homecoming, not 2, not even 3, but 4. I'm talking about multiple homecomings, all tied to Black schools, HBCUs, high schools, and a tight-knit community where everybody knows everybody. We're going to visit small Mississippi towns where love still lives and neighbors still wait, but where crime usually don't make the front page. Family, break my heart to know in the last 24 hours, 9 people gone. Over 2,000 shots reportedly fired, and more than 20 others were hit. 3 separate scenes, all connected by one thing. Celebration turned to chaos. Now, when I first heard about it, I thought it was one isolated situation. Then another report came in, and another one after that. So I waited a full 24 hours before coming here, because I wanted to bring you everything I could possibly find at once, for facts only. So as always, in this video, we paying our respects. Today we speak from the heart, because we're supposed to be time of joy, pride, and unity, turns into tragedy and heartbreak. We're talking about high school students, young adults, and families just out trying to enjoy their homecoming weekend. Authorities say one person of interest is already in custody. We'll go over who that is, what's public, and what we know so far. Let's try to remember this, fam. When we cover these stories, it's not to point fingers or place blame. It's to bring awareness, to spark conversation, and to remind us what's really going on in our communities. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. This past Friday, several Friday night shootings in Mississippi at high school homecoming celebrations left multiple people dead dead and injured. The first shooting happened in Leland. It occurred on Main Street where 16 people were shot, leaving at least 4 dead after school's homecoming game. And before we go over the details, I want to briefly talk about each place we're going to visit in Mississippi. As mentioned, it's relatively small as far as a community. Now, Leland, Mississippi is located in Washington County, Mississippi, part of the Mississippi Delta region. It's about 10 miles east of Greenville, or roughly 2 hours from Jackson. It sits right along U.S. Highway 82 and have a population of around 4,000 residents, majority African American. Home of Leland High School and Leland Elementary.
4,000 people.
Both serving as community anchors. The town celebrate local football and marching band culture. Friday nights are big community events. And this past Friday was Leland High School homecoming. After winning the game, people went out to celebrate. Shortly past midnight, gunfire erupted, leaving 4 people DOA on the scene. Over 10 people were shot. 2 later died at the hospital. The Washington County Coroner's Office later identified the victims as LaQuisha Washington Johnson, 41, Calvin Plank, 19, Chappelle, 25, Caitlin Johnson, 18, Amos Brentley, 18, Jamichael Jones, 34. May all 6 victims rest in peace and level condolences to their families. Concerned citizens nearby have recorded the aftermath. Check it out.
Damn! Oh, shit. Damn. Get out. Damn, niggas got switches in the Oh my god. Oh shit.
This is crazy. This is so crazy. There's 3 bodies right here. Shot. Leland homecoming. 3 bodies. The girl was talking. And she was like, "Someone help me." I come back. Walk past. Come back. They throw a white motherfucking sheet over her. Say, she gone. 2 other bodies. Bodies down there. Come on, man. We gotta do better, man. Shit, man. Leland homecoming, man. Switches and all that shit, man. Stupid shit. They're talking, man. Somebody's kid ain't coming home with bodies now.
Don't do that. Hey, could you tell us stop going live? This is right here, that phone, man. We don't need none of that. Don't do that.
What you think so far?
Shit evil, man.
It's a mass shooting.
That's a mass shooting. That's a mass shooting. I'm surprised this shit ain't on CNN.
Hold on, I want to listen a little bit more.
Don't do that. Don't.
Folks gathered on Main Street in Leland to celebrate and have a good time after homecoming. But the night took a tragic turn after multiple people were killed and injured.
We never expected what happened last night to go on. Leland is supposed to be the place where everybody, other people can come to have fun.
From shoes left behind, shattered glass, shell casings, and a car riddled with bullet holes, to firefighters spraying blood off the ground. This was the aftermath of the mass shooting in Leland that left 6 people dead and 16 others injured.
Oh, man. Oh, it's just sadness. Mainly sadness. Sad for the families that lost loved ones.
The shooting happened in downtown Leland after Leland High School's homecoming.
When you hear about people just shooting in a crowd, were they really talking to anybody, or did they just come here just to wreak havoc?
The Washington County Coroner identified the victims as 41-year-old Orishama Johnson, 19-year-old Calvin Plant, 25-year-old Shelbyana Powell, 18-year-old Kathleen Johnson, 18-year-old Amos Bankley, and 34-year-old Jamichael Jones. Some of the victims.
Did you see Cody said that's his cousin?
The one
that's
that
his
got
first
shot?
cousin's son, Calvin Plant.
The one that got shot?
Yes.
My condolences to you, Cody.
Died at trauma centers in Memphis and Jackson. Leland School District Superintendent Jesse King said the murders hit especially hard since his school district worked so hard to keep the violence out of that night's homecoming game.
It is very disturbing. It is disappointing. It is very upsetting. People should have a right to come home and enjoy themselves.
Leland city leaders, the FBI, ATF, and Washington County Sheriff's Department didn't have much to say about a suspect, except to say he remained on the run until Saturday night.
Ask the public to recognize that they have a role in this investigation. You will have seen something, you may have heard something, or know someone who did. We ask you to share that information.
And while investigators work to find their suspect, community members are calling for an end to the violence.
If you want to pick up a gun and go shoot, join the army.
Join the army if you want to go shoot.
Our city don't belong to you. Even though I'm a resident of Leland, I've been in Leland my whole life. This is not my city. So I can't go around being a vigilante and just shooting at people.
And she said this incident has shattered the peace of this small town, forcing many to wonder if there's any place safe anymore. In Leland.
Now, authorities said no immediate arrests were made, and he did not identify any suspects, with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation insisting in the investigation. The second shooting also happened at South Delta High School in Rolling Fork, about 200.
Damn. But we gotta finish it, right? We gotta hear about all of it. Salute the family TV. I'm gonna make sure I share his channel. He from the DC area.
Miles southeast in Heidelberg, a town of 640 people. 2 were killed in this.
640 people, bro.
Shoot on the Heidelberg High School campus during the
We having
Orioles
people. We
homecoming
having that
football
many
game
people
on
in the
Friday
chat.
night. Police Chief Colonel White reported that the victims were killed on school grounds, but the details about whether they were students remain undisclosed. An 18-year-old Tyler Gerard Goodlow was arrested as a person of interest in the Heidelberg case, with Jasper County Sheriff's Office confirming his custody without incident. Further west in Sharkey County, South Delta High School had a homecoming football game at Rolling Fork when suddenly gunshots had ringed out. Now, according to the sheriff, it was at least 2 gunshot victims. One was identified as Quindale Wise. Wise was discovered with 2 gunshot wounds laying on the ground outside the football stadium. The victim was transported to a nearby hospital, where it's reported that Wise is in stable condition, thank God. It was also mentioned that 2 suspects in connection with the shooting were arrested on Saturday. The suspects was identified as Justin Pam and Michael Miles Jr. The motive behind the shooting is currently unknown. But also on that same night, that high school had another homecoming event where 2 people were also shot and killed. One of the victims was found on the school's baseball field, while another died in the tailgating area near the bleachers. And according to Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, one of the victims was an expectant mother. But then the violence extended into Saturday with additional shootings tied to university homecomings. At Alcorn State University in Lowman, gunfire broke out at around 6:30 p.m. near industrial.
Yo, we had an equation, right, Sherelle? Violence plus density, or excuse me, poverty plus density equals crime. Poverty plus density equals crime, right? Except for this dumb shit, right? This is speaking to a culture point. 400 people? It's 400 people in the chat right now. Well, 375.
Same shit.
A couple people on Twitter, a couple people on Twitch, a couple people on Kick, right? But
yeah, but they got 600 people live there. That don't mean they don't got people that travel. So maybe it's not 600 people at a time in the city, in a place. But it's always at least 400 people there. Because people travel, right?
Yeah.
People travel for work. People, especially people in Mississippi, a lot of them work offshore.
So we can say it's more people right here, right now, than was definitely outside when the shooting happened, for sure.
Technology building at Jack's grocery store during the school's homecoming celebration. One person, 29-year-old Barika Fisher, a mother of young children, was killed, and 2 others were injured but expected to recover. May she rest in peace and love and condolences to her family.
Across Mississippi.
Yo, they getting shot and they not even involved in this shit. Most of these people who dead.
That's the craziest thing, because if it's a small town, it should be easy to find your target on any other day. If you got an issue with somebody, 1-to-1, why are you shooting up schools?
Hold on, let me send a link to everybody real quick. This is only the family TV. He out of DC or the area, I should say. I'm gonna put it in chat so y'all can follow and subscribe.
Incidents taking place in Rolling Fork and Heidelberg, with the deadliest happening in Leland, each happening at or near high school football festivities. Now, this afternoon, the mayor of Leland, members of local law enforcement, ATF, and MBI and the FBI were present to discuss the mass shooting that occurred Friday night. 6 people are confirmed to have died. 4 of them died on the scene, and 2 more succumbed to their injuries later. Now, 10 others are currently being treated at the hospital. Officials have not found the suspect or suspects, and they're asking for the public's help in bringing the shooters or shooters to justice.
We ask the public to recognize that they have a role in this investigation. You will have seen something, you may have heard something, or know someone who did. We ask you to share that information. Speak up, share, give us that opportunity to get these subjects off the street and bring peace and tranquility to the community.
Now, as you just heard, this is an ongoing investigation and officials are asking for your help. If you have any information on the shooting, you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI or go to tips.fbi/gov, or you can call 378-TIPS. News, more shootings happening across the state. This one in Rolling Fork at South Delta High School. Right now, we know that 2 people have died or have been arrested after gunfire broke out at a high school football game last night. The motive behind the shooting is unknown, and it's unclear if anyone was injured. We've reached out to the Sharkey County Sheriff's Office for more information, and we're still waiting to hear back. And that third shooting happening at Heidelberg High School's homecoming football game last night, leaving 2 dead and at least 1 other injured. The Jasper County Sheriff's Department says 18-year-old Tyler Jared Goodlow is now in custody as a person of interest for those crimes. He was taken into custody without incident just south of Bay Springs. Police have not identified the shooting victims at this time. And Governor Tate Reeves making a statement after providing an update on last night's shootings, saying our state is praying for the victims and their families, as well as the entire Heidelberg and Leland communities. Those responsible will be brought to justice.
Now in Jackson, a separate shooting occurred near the tailgate area of Jackson State University Stadium during their homecoming game on Saturday. Police Chief Tyree Jones reported that an 11-year-old child was shot in the stomach and transported to the University of Mississippi Medical Center, where he's now in a stable condition, thank God. There was also video floating around on social media of multiple cars being lit on fire in the tailgate area.
It started at 1 car, yeah. Oh yeah, more cars didn't. Oh shit. Oh, everybody car. It's like 6, 7 cars over there now. Yeah. And then no people ain't even out here with their shit they stole. They ain't even out here.
You know, fam, I don't really know where to stop. This is crazy. Put things in perspective and understand. I don't know if we ever witnessed 5 homecoming events in the same state having mass casualties like this. I'm not sure if it ever have happened, and I pray it never happens again. Now, this can be isolated, but in small towns, when people do revenges, it seems like they travel to the next small town. What else can they do? This is not about no hanging. It's not about race. This is strictly us, man. We got to do better. And these people that's person of interest, they're young. They're kids. That being said, as more developed, I keep you guys updated. As we head out of here, I do want to say once again, rest in peace to every victim in this story. We send 11 prayers to you guys' families. We send 11 prayers to everyone who was affected by the story we just covered. Fam, this was the story of 5 homecoming events in the same state having gunshot victims, leaving 6 dead, over 2,000 shots, and more than 10 people were shot in the span of 24 hours. Sending prayers down there. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hold on. Shit crazy. So this one, we had covered it before. Now this is in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is that lounge shooting in Brooklyn. We covered it, but they didn't have the tape.
Exchanging gang signs before leading to an argument that then takes a turn for the worst. Arrows apparently pointing out those with guns. Those gang members exchanging gang signs before leading to an argument that then takes a turn for the worst. Arrows apparently pointing out those with guns. Those gang members exchanging gang signs before.
So this is the update to this one. But look at how crowded the place is. There's no give a fuck for nobody there.
Leading to an argument that then takes a turn for the worst. Arrows apparently pointing out those with guns. Those gang members exchanging gang signs before leading to.
The curses, right?
Man, them niggas is evil. Niggas ain't cursing, niggas is evil. Niggas choosing to be evil. Niggas is choosing to be evil, bro.
homecoming campuses, high school, college, this in the bar. And then the thing is, these is rural areas. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that stands out to me. It ain't men on top of black men on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? So you just got so much friction. You literally got to drive a mile for the beef.
So how you even beefing on Facebook?
I don't know.
And then and y'all don't go out so much that you gotta catch them at homecoming. Yeah, that's you'd have disappeared.
Yeah, I'm listening. Camera getting hot.
Nah, that's something we're gonna have to accept. The numbers don't lie. Because a lot of times when we just look at generally why black people die, when we look at the whole totality, it's always going to be health issues because majority of black people that die are old people, and old people typically die from health issues. Correct? But when you really get into the age groups of people, young people, and the top reasons they die, homicide is there. Because it's murderous as hell. So it's like, once we accept that, why do we push back on over policing? Why are we fighting against the police? And then we're literally creating cultures to not want to be the police, to not respect the police, to say fuck the police, right? Because we don't want law-abiding citizens over policed. So because we don't want law-abiding citizens over policed, we're okay with 16 people get shot. We okay with homicide being the leading cause of young black males. The number one leading cause. Top 5 for females. We're okay with that because when somebody's saying let's over police where the crime is over happening, we screaming racism. They want to control us. We don't want the good to suffer for the bad. But the good is suffering for the bad. I'd rather be over policed than wake up and my high school homecoming is getting shot up. But we don't want to accept that because the moment we have to start talking about the reality of what the shit that we do, we're going to talk about the people that don't do it. We're going to talk about what white people do, what they do in China, what they do in Russia. Nigga, this is us. They had 6, 7 niggas in the club with guns on them. And yeah, it's only 6 and 7 of them. Shit, 16 people got shot, 6 people died. It was only 4 people. Why don't you understand? We don't understand that it don't take the majority of us. It takes 4 people to kill 6 people and shoot 16 of them. Guns don't have 1 bullet.
Yeah, I mean, people just be talking if they feel the need to. I'm just listening to what you're saying. Like, it take 1 person to fuck up a party.
1.
What's up? So solid was goody, my boy.
What's going on, y'all? I ain't see y'all up here in a minute, man. It's good to see y'all, man.
You ain't seen us or we ain't seen you?
Yeah, I've been seeing y'all. Y'all ain't even
We
seen
been
me.
here every Tuesday. I ain't seen y'all up here in a minute.
Yeah, you know what I meant, nigga.
Nah, I'm a nigga.
Nigga now.
Yeah, what's going on with y'all, man?
What's
What y'all
up,
talking
man?
about?
So, you don't know what we talking about?
I literally hopped in my car.
You on mute. You on mute. You on mute.
I
We not,
literally hopped on
yeah, but
YouTube.
we're not gonna be able to recap this shit for you. You gotta listen in now. Jesus Christ, man. What's up, Mr. Williams?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
I'm good.
Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel. Man, that was it's crazy, man. Disheartening, man. Like that's what I said even last week, man. It's worse out here, man. You know, even when we were younger, you know, we fought, but it was rare for shootings.
Don't start that shit, Mr. Williams.
I'm
Why?
serious,
Why are we taking that? Why are we taking
terrible.
that angle?
It's terrible because of the fact.
Let me ask you though, but why we start taking an angle about what did and didn't happen? Like, yo, that shit is
because
niggas,
I mean it goes to the values of even
that's
how we're raising these kids now.
But the fact that it's a conversation, the fact that we can say, because I can say no, motherfuckers was getting smoked in the 90s. You heard? They were getting their head knocked off. It was different outside. That's why we often say the young boys wouldn't even make it back then. You know what I'm saying? Like just because it was so different. That's the rhetoric or the sentiment, right? And we saying, yo, the switches changed the game, but niggas been having like Uzis and all types of shit. Like it just why we even take that angle? Nah, they got this shit from somewhere, Mr. Williams. They got it from you. They got it from me. That's what we gotta say. We can't keep saying, yo, they why nah. They seen us be disrespectful. They seen us say, yo, OG, you better sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. I'm him now. They seen us do all that. They seen us talk to the brothers that was 10 years older than us. Like I'm 39, right? With you 48? 49, right? They seen us be like, hold on. Y'all niggas can't tell us them ghost stories because we was there. We seen y'all selling a little bit of butter and sitting on an ounce for 6 months because you couldn't get it off. And you had to go across the way, right? And them niggas ran you off their block. Like we seen all that. And we had those type of conversations. Like we just gotta it's the same shit.
I think when we were younger, especially when I was a teenager, our level of respect for the elders was totally different though. We didn't talk back to them, even if we didn't like the shit. We didn't talk back to them because we knew we was gonna get our ass whooped.
Who?
Me as a teenager. I didn't do that to guys 10 years older than me.
Mr. Williams.
But I'm saying just in my age group.
Y'all didn't have to talk back. Y'all was having babies when they told y'all not to. So I get it. Yeah. You ain't say, okay, yes, Miss Johnson, but you was smashing Miss Johnson's daughter.
You got me. Yeah, you're right.
And put the seed in her. Like we talk about the conversation, but the lack of discipline, structure, no order was rampant.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you catch my drift, right? Like, babies being born young was a real epidemic in the 90s.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it's like, yo, it's like, wow. I wasn't trying to cut you off, but I had, because I'm like, yo, we here right now. Like, this is what's going on.
Repeats itself. I think the fact that history does repeat itself, and it's like trying to break those curses, I guess, is just the hardest thing to do, breaking those generational curses. And you hope that history doesn't repeat itself, but it keeps on going and it keeps on going, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
What's the craziest part of it?
Because of the values, even now, like we teach these kids to entitlement, even if we're in impoverished situations or what have you. We reward bad behavior. Hey, you on punishment, but you're gonna eat out type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't teach them structure and discipline as much as we used to. Cause I just can't do it, especially with this teenage little girl. I have to teach her every fucking thing I learned, so that way she doesn't make any of the mistakes I made. You know, and it's the hardest thing, but I gotta put in the work because
But now here's where the important part comes. You got to say the next part. She gonna make some of those mistakes.
Yes.
Like we got to say the whole thing.
Other discernment to even think twice or three times. Like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't do this because I didn't do it with my boys. You know, there was certain doors I just wasn't gonna allow them to walk through. And I'm that type of person. I'm checking your backpack before you leave, before you go. You know, the little things that you gotta be on their ass about, or just pop up to school. You don't know shit. I'm just gonna be there. You know, just certain things, just to, you know, every time when you're on your way home, I'm there. Nah, I'm gonna make sure that you come straight home. We got homework to do. You gotta study. You know, just certain things, just little shit. And I can't even say it's little. I think those are big things, to be honest.
This is the one thing, and so Solid, let me know what you think. Like, I just see it. Like, I like, the single mom shit. We had a conversation last week. It's pretty much the ladies. I was then chiming in. I was mostly laughing. It was to twerk or not to twerk for 3 hours.
Bro, I was there. I was watching that show.
And then I'm a play it at their feet to fix something.
Hey, I was watching that show, Ham, and I was like really disgusted that y'all was talking about that shit for so fucking long. I was like, yo, like we really want to twerk this bad? Like we having fucking discourse and like whole debates about twerking? That shit is wild to me, man. Like that shit might be normal to y'all, but like that shit is wild to me, bro. That we got to sit here and defend twerking like that. And it's like, I was thinking when y'all was saying that shit, I'm like, okay, Arabians and like Indians, they be belly dancing and shit, right? They that's part of their culture. You feel me? They belly dance and it's like strictly part of their culture, right? But if that shit was like detrimental to their race and like leading daughters down a bad road and having like negative effects to them, I don't think that they would defend that shit like that as hard as they would if it was deemed hurtful to their race. And it's like we can clearly see that twerking is not like this super respectable ass culture centered thing, bro. But it's like we gonna defend that shit to the death. Like nigga, I think somebody a woman will stab you like damn near if you tell her she can't twerk for the rest of her life. And it's like, yo, that's where our mind state is at, bro. Like, and we wonder why shit is so hard to get anything done in this motherfucker. Like, that shit was crazy to me, man.
Yo,
like literally, I wish I was part of the panel when it was happening.
This
Ham,
shit
I want
bigger.
to ask you a question, Ham.
This shit bigger than Nino Brown, man.
I want to ask you a question though, because I think we do this a lot.
Okay.
Why do we know that we made mistakes, and that's why we talk about this shit to try to get the youngins not to go where we went? But why do we do that when we talk about this? I already know I fucked up. That's why I'm trying to make sure that anybody that comes past me younger than me, why do we have to keep on talking about where we fucked up at? We know we did. That's why we're trying to correct it. But we use it as an excuse just for this shit to keep going on.
Because they don't hear it that we fucked up. We got all the answers, right? We the most smarty-artiest niggas when it comes to what people should and should be doing. Our fuck up isn't loud enough, right? We whisper the fuck ups and then yell out the correction, right? And we haven't built any rapport to the point where we can even correct. And so then we want people to adhere to it, right? But we didn't just tell them how bad we fucked up and what it cost us. You know, what that time did to you, what it did to your family, your kids, your mom, your father, right? One of the top 5 worst feelings in my life, right, is when I was getting knocked, right? I'm in there looking like the Michelin man because I got 6 shirts on, sweatpants, all that, right? So my mom doing the whole, you know how moms do, right?
Yeah.
But my father wasn't saying shit. He just had this look of like helplessness on his face.
Yeah.
And this the strongest person I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They see my dad. He wears suspenders, dirty boots. He wear what we don't give a fuck. He worked construction, concrete for himself. He ain't never worked for nobody long as I known him, right?
Right.
So I only known him like 39 years or so. And the look of helplessness on his face is something that just burned into my, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
how you
man.
affect people like that. You know what I
Real
mean?
shit.
Someone that strong, you reduce them down to nothing because of your behavior.
Because of your actions. Real
And
shit.
and this the shit that we not saying. We just saying, yo, 3 hots in a cot, make them a fungo, you know what I'm saying? And everything will be copacetic. But you leave a lot of people in your wake and we don't discuss it well enough.
Well, you know, I told you I
Well,
was
hell,
lucky.
what
I
you
was
been saying
lucky.
lately? Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
Okay, my bad, Mr. Williams. What you been saying lately, man? Like, we ain't serious enough. That shit been like etched into my forehead like for the last 3 weeks to a month because it's something I've been feeling before you even said the shit.
Yeah.
But you verbalize shit better than I think about it, right? So it's like I was thinking, I'm like, yo, this nigga right, bro. We ain't serious about shit, and I can prove it. You know what I'm saying? Like in my actions, in my people's actions from state to state, the way I be looking on these panels, how we conduct ourselves, our decorum, everything. Like we ain't serious about a goddamn thing, but then we pretend to be serious about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like at this point, I can't help but re-echo my nigga Uncle Rick. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if 10% of the people, if our people are serious and we trying to get the other 90% to be serious while we're in the middle of a war zone, like, what's the percentage of effectiveness how that's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's gonna happen right. Like 10% of the people trying to get the other 90% while we in the middle of a war zone. We trying to make them understand that we are in the middle of a war zone and they sitting over here twerking, rapping, doing all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how effective is that? It's not. It ain't effective at all. So it's like, I'll be listening to you, I'll be listening to Uncle Rick, I'll be listening to niggas. I'm like, yeah, it is over for a majority of us. But the minority of us can set shit right and, you know, start populating this country again and getting us on the right angle. But I honestly think that chaos has to happen first, Hamp. It ain't gonna happen on these panels. It ain't gonna happen while talking to each other. Like, niggas gotta die, niggas gotta suffer. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gotta really get to the bottom of the fucking pit first before they realize what's up. Or else they're just gonna keep twerking and dancing and shit.
Okay. I that point is a strong point, and I think you are more right than wrong, right? Because here's one thing I saw, right? We had a hurricane for the first time, right? So I'm from Connecticut. My wife is also, you know. So we come down here and then we have a hurricane. My first hurricane ever. I'm used to the snow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I shovel snow so fast, people be impressed. You heard? Like we was down in DC, I'm shoveling. They like, God damn, you know.
Be out there
But
working,
yeah, you know, because we know you got to do it by layers. You try to get to the bottom, my nigga. You ain't gonna be able to sustain that for a whole driveway, you know. But I was saying the first hurricane. So I leave out right because it's not raining that hard, and I don't know no better. And so I'm driving. Trees is falling. Word of my mother. Trees is falling. The power going out. I had to swerve. A tree hit the back of my car, son. Right. So I'm driving. It's like a movie, my nigga. I get to Lowe's, right? And it's dark in there. I had the ladies like, we open, but I'm like, but the door ain't opening. My nigga, I had to do like a movie and open the door like this because she couldn't open this shit, bro. Right? I had to put my foot in there and get my arm. Yo, it was crazy. So I bought a generator. I went back, you know, once it calmed down, it was 100 people in line waiting for generators, all types of shit, right? But I'm pumping water out the house, all types of shit. And my wife could see it, like what we be saying, probably for the first time, like, yo, without this man here, I'll be fucked. Right? But it took and not saying that was the first time, but she just saw like it was way more than me just like, you know, getting in a fight or something. Like it was more than that. Like the kids had to go upstairs, nobody could come downstairs. How we gonna get food in the house? I'm going to war. I'm doing all types of shit. Right. And it kind of it resonated with her in that way. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of the potential value, you know.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit. My bad. That was a long ass story, man. I
Nah,
apologize.
that shit. I was feeling you though, cause I ain't never been in no hurricane, and I'm
Yeah.
sitting there. You talking about trees falling and shit, nigga? I ain't seen no shit like
Yeah.
that. That shit right. That wow.
I hope Tommy B ain't watching though. I told him he tell too many stories. I done told a 6-minute story. Man. Jesus Christ. Reese, what up? Cheek, what up? Creator, what's goody? Creator, it's on you, brother. What's popping? You on mute.
You on mute.
I don't know if you're talking to him. Is he talking to us? Creator, it's on you. I don't think he can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me?
Creator, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I don't think he can hear you.
All right,
Creator,
then it's
can you
on
hear us?
we talking to you. Biggie, make him big.
Yeah.
So he know we talking to him. You.
Creator, we can't hear you.
Creator.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's
My
going on?
apologies. What's going on, Hal? Hey, man,
What's
you got a
poppin'?
superstar panel today. Sherelle, I think what you said was absolutely on point, needed to be said, especially from our Black women. You putting perspective on our thinking process, putting perspective from a woman's perspective on what's going on in the world. A lot of times, in these panels, we don't get to hear the women, right? It's either, they don't like something, or we battling, or some fighting, or somebody's angry, some angry boy is attacking them or something like that, right? So to hear you and to hear that, somebody in your life raised a good woman with some type of intent is refreshing. We were talking about parenting, and I'm gonna always say that parenting is deliberate. It ain't no such thing as perfection. And I think what a lot of us will happen in our community is we put these unrealistic standards on ourselves. We put these unrealistic standards on our guides. I won't call them leaders. These are people that's guiding. And we put these unrealistic standards just on us, period. And when we don't meet those unrealistic standards for some reason, we fail, right? This word of failure. I don't give that word. I don't speak the word failure. I say challenges. And you either had a lesson or a blessing out of those challenges, right? No soldier is not, I don't know what my soldier or what type of guys I'm going to have around me unless I test them, right? I got to test your nuts. I got to see what you worth, right? If I thump you upside the head and you start crying, then I know I can't get you in the front lines, or you won't be the one flying the plane. That don't mean you failed. It just means I have to put you somewhere else. Capacity in parenting is a big thing in our community. And I think, again, we've basically got our parenting tactics from Leave It to Beaver, if you will, or Mr. Huxtable, or all these white folk that then wrote stuff on TV that had nothing to do with us. We've never been really free to just be us without there being any unrealistic influence, if you will. So now here we are in today's time where we have an opportunity to change that narrative. We got a bunch of young people who don't believe in whatever it is that we believed in years ago, and now immediately they either pieces of shit or just whatever the case may be, because they don't believe this or not following this narrative. What I look at is those are soldiers, right? Those are soldiers that the generals don't know how to lead. Why do the generals not know how to lead those soldiers? Because they don't have capacity. Why don't they have capacity? Because I'm a dad. So the first thing that I'm going to do is teach my kids how to be better than I was. That don't mean I grew up perfect, not at all. They seen their daddy ball. They seen their daddy bust head. They seen their daddy do all kind of reckless ass shit. But through it all, right? It wasn't it was, you went this way, right? You're going to do what like you said earlier, Sherelle, would you say, do what I say, right? Not what I do. That's intentional. Now, where we came from is different from where our kids are now, right? A lot of our kids, some of them are in poverty, and I'm going to question that, because of how can you be in poverty, but your dress, the way that you dress, the way that you move, everybody's got a phone, a device, you're not missing zero meals. So we really have to question what poverty is. I'm going to end with this. I'm trying to get it out because I know, HAMP, you know what I'm saying, he'll give you you know what I'm saying, I want to get you the other guys in here. But I'm going to leave with this, man. These are our kids. this is our tribe, right? And either we can disconnect this tribe and like try to cut them off, or we can come with solutions, knowing who we are, right? And we're taking these the minimal people who do have capacity and know what to do, and just move. Stop worrying about what the smaller percentage of these ignorant motherfuckers is doing. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, people see, right? Where they see, hey, they're gonna see exactly what you're doing. And if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and with intent, then they're gonna follow that. I don't need nobody telling me how much I'm doing wrong and I ain't worth shit and ain't no daddy there because he's scared of his kid. I ain't scared of my kids. I would never, and we wasn't friends as kids when they was children. They wasn't my friends. You understand? I'd have to raise you. So there's this disconnect between parenting and being friends, and it's a whole lot, but I'll leave it right there, man. These is our kids, they ours. This is our community, it's ours. I'm not going to jump ship to nobody else's community. We need to figure out what we need to do to send these kids in the trajectory that we want them to go in. That's intentional, right? That means there has to be a plan.
Hey, can I just say one thing real quick?
Go ahead.
Everything he just said is the reason why that one panel was so important when you was like, whether you rather lead by fear or love. That's why we need to rule by fear, because of everything he just said, bro. Because everybody too individualistic, and everybody got these opinions about how everything should be ran. And you can't get shit done with that. With love, you got to tell a nigga, no, you're going to do this. And if you don't do this, this going to happen to you. It's just straight up. It's more effective. But go ahead.
Well, so I think that's a good conversation to hash out. I think we did talk about that. It was several months ago. One thing I was looking at was not using the language that needs to be used given the situation. Like if I fail, right? Doesn't mean I'm done forever, you know. But if I go to this tournament in February and lose these boxing matches, that's a failure. I'm going to learn, but it's still a L. You know. Let me see if I can get Reese. Reese, you there?
Yeah, man.
Yo, what's popping?
Y'all can hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
How old is this story?
This weekend.
Wow.
So Saturday, I think it all happened, if I'm not mistaken, like on Saturday because the homecoming games and such.
So apparently this didn't make national news.
No. From what we gathered based on the family TV, the FBI was a part of one of the investigations, but no, not national. It looked to be all local news reports. However, we knew about it, maybe because we are in the demographic.
You think this is our nature now?
That's what we're trying to mine through, because there was an equation. I think Arnold may have said the equation first, so I'll give him credit. It was poverty plus density equals crime. But then these are all rural areas. One of the cities only had 400 people in it, or the town was comprised of 460 people, and they let off I think 16 people got shot, and whatever the case was.
You know what we need?
What's that?
We need someone to come on the panel one day who actually has this hatred in their heart and describe it to everyone in truth. Because I hear everybody bullshit. We met thousands of people up here, but no one's kept it 100 about that. But when I come out my door, I see it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't have it inside of me. Any hatred I have is rebellious or, the boomerang effect. I need someone to come up and describe it, what the mean mug is for, what the shoulder bump is for. Why do we try each other? And now our women are doing it. What is it all about, man? I need one motherfucker to come up here to keep that real. Who has that in his head.
Do you call it hatred, Reese?
Yo, you can see hatred in someone's eyes, man. You're not stupid.
Mm-mm. So you saying when you walking by people in the earth on the street, you see hatred in their eyes?
Everywhere. All day, every day. And I hear it too.
What does it sound like?
Criticism, backbiting, a lot of unnecessary stuff, judgments, and just interactions and public interactions. And like let me give you an example. You'll hear a woman say something real fucked up about another woman after she gets off the elevator, and then two other chicks will chime in, or niggas will do the same thing, and it's no reason for it. There's no reason.
And you qualify that as hatred.
It is, man, because I know what the opposite of hatred is, and I know what that feels like. See what I'm saying? When I walk down the street, I smile at everyone. I give you my hand, whatever. I hold the door for you. I don't feel all that other stuff, but I know what I'm observing, and I can see it in people's behavior. Everything you do comes from your mind.
You think that the words like envy, jealousy, those are too weak words. Those words aren't strong enough for what you're seeing?
I think those are building blocks of hatred.
Damn. Well, here's the thing, Reese, right? If I just take this walk with you, if I'm willing to shoot you for who knows what and shoot whoever's in the way, right? Because that's what you literally saying when you let off in a place where there's a bunch of people there, right? What else can it be? Right?
I think there's two different things going on, right? When I did stuff like that, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you've angered me so much.
Yeah.
That no one in the world is going to be able to defend you, stand in front of you when I see you, or be around you. It's not, none of that's going to matter, because I hate you that much and you've angered me that much. So I would shoot through someone else to hit you. That's how angry I am.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking these young boys are doing now is just trying to be the baddest motherfucker. They want to be known as the baddest MF. Because a lot of times the people that I got into it with back in the 90s were those people that wanted to be the baddest MF. I think there's more of that going on now than ever before. You got internet now. You can spread bullshit over a large area real quick. Back in the day, word of mouth had to travel. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes trains didn't hit another area for years. You know? But now, what we did in the 90s developed, you know, progressively. And what's happening now is just on a daily basis. Like, you heard the numbers, man. How many shots was fired?
He said 2,000.
Handful of niggas let off 2,000 shots in 24 hours.
What do you say about the rebuttal? And I was looking for it because I was talking to a few people that went to HBCUs, Reese. And I was asking them, yo, they were like, well, what about the PWI shooting? So I just typed in homecoming shootings. Maybe I searched the wrong thing. So here's the obvious retort that comes back, Reese, is what about when white people do it? What's your sentiment?
They do it once in a while. We do it every day.
Could it be boredom? Could it be that these just like it's always been in rural or any household? It's boredom. You seeking some type of entertainment, but it maybe again, I'm just throwing this out there.
Creator. Hold on. Yeah, I seen somebody say that boredom, right? But I think what Reese, because people are getting killed, right? So even boredom, it could be a contributing factor. However, that's adjacent to what Reese is talking about. Now, Reese, are you saying this is people or black people towards black people?
Well, human beings are violent in nature. There's never been a peaceful year in human recordings. That proves that everywhere in the world. So that's in us. But today, the American nigga today is the worst human being alive in its culture.
Damn.
I don't care who's mad about that or anything. You can say what you want about white cavemen. White people ain't in caves no more and using grunt sounds. They're running the world now. So, you know, you got an argument about conquerors and all that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But today, in the public, right? The public, that everyone that's underneath the umbrella, underneath the thumb, we are the worst group in the world, by far.
In the world.
In the world. I don't care about no African war-torn countries. That's one group fighting another. And the American nigga will kill his brother, his next door neighbor over a parking spot, a dirty look, a bump in the corner. I would do it. Not my own family, but I would murder someone for something small, just knowing what their intent is. Not because I hate them or I want to hurt anybody. I know what your intent is when you do a certain thing, and there's an ending that when you start off with something small, you're trying to get to something at the end, right? And I can't read your mind, so it's going to be you before it's me.
That
I'll say
is,
something to that.
yeah. I just wanted because when he says it right, it'll sound like hyperbole.
By the way, I hate all of that. I hate everything I just said.
No, but yeah, you just speaking. So this part though, right? So Solid, if we get, you see it all the time with road rage, right? It's something nominal, right? Something that has little to no value. But if we jump out the car as grown men and I got the strap, I'm jumping out the car with the strap. Right? Like I'm just now, whether or not it go off is one thing, but I know y'all probably grew up in similar environments. You do not pump fake unless you ain't willing to use it.
Straight up.
So when he's saying that, right, now make it actual. Road rage is the most dangerous thing in places like Texas because everybody got a gun. Just thinking about what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, so Solid. I get cheeky in. Fat boy, what up?
Well, what you just said, lastly, I slightly disagree with, because I think in California, I'm out here in California, I'm in traffic right now, right? I think it's more dangerous in places like this because in Texas, you know everybody got a gun. So if you're going to make that decision to step out of line, you kind of know the consequences, right? But
Think
out
about what
here,
Reese said, though. Think about what Reese said. Reese saying, I can't determine what type of time you on. So I have to assume you on the worst type of time possible. Therefore, I'm carrying out to the extra whatever my extreme is. That's what he said.
That's
Because
what his
I can't
psychological
determine where you
too,
coming
Hamp.
from.
That's
but
his
that's related.
psychological saying that humans are violent by nature. That's his. He's
Well,
going in saying, "Hey, I know that all humans are
Reese
violent
said
by
what he
nature."
said, but he did acknowledge human. But Reese also said very exact what he said.
But it's
So
also
Reese's
related to
premise is the
culture.
nigga is the worst person in the earth right now.
I disagree with that, and that's why I wanted
American
to
nigga.
speak on that. Because,
Go ahead, talk your
Reese,
shit.
don't you think that everything, the reason why you say that, and I don't disagree with everything you said about that, like most of the shit you were saying was right on, but I would say that the reason why that you feel that way and the reason why we are being that is because of everything that's been done to us. And I would say the people that is in power, they are 10 times more violent than us, and they have everything in the fucking world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have everything. They run the whole fucking world, and they still super ass violent. The only reason why niggas is violent is because of all the shit we've been dealing with for a couple of 150 years, and we done turned it in on ourselves. But they didn't have the world on lock for centuries, and they still running around killing everybody.
I do have a response. I do have a response to that. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. I got a response to that. So that is the response. That is the exact response that you get anytime anyone says what I say. That's what's coming next. It's like a hamster wheel. It's going to roll forever, right?
Yeah, why are we using that? What they? Oh, we doing this shit to ourselves.
Well, because he said he put a qualifier in there. Hold on, he put a qualifier in there. He said we the worst nigga on the planet.
I was responding.
You see what I'm saying? He said we
Let
the
him
worst.
So
that makes it
let him
comparable.
respond. So Sal, let him respond.
So the people you're talking about, right? These violent people that are more violent than us, they themselves never in history have ever done nothing. All they did was manipulate a bunch of robots to go out and murder people, called armies and stuff like that. They were doing the intellectual part, the intellectually murderers. They themselves have never done nothing. It's up to the individual human to be like, no, I'm not killing another human being. And we haven't figured that out yet as mankind.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You saying they ain't never perpetrated no violence, bro? Like they didn't magically voodooed everybody else to do shit to everybody else, but they ain't never perpetrated no violence. That's what you saying?
No, they would not be able to do what they did if it wasn't for puppets to carry out their orders. They themselves. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying, but those are the puppets that they are using are white people, bro.
Can I get a
So it's like the white people are violent too. But I'm not trying to go tit for tat. I was saying you made it comparable by saying we are the worst.
Listen,
So then that way I can bring it into it.
listen, y'all all believe what's written down, right? So you gotta tell the whole story. If we were roaming the earth by ourselves with no white people for thousands of years, and we started everything, that means we also started slavery, hatred, violence, war, and everything else. And then we taught all of those things to the rest of the world. It's all our fault. Period. It's in our nature. Remember, we started everything. Everything. Either you did or you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go back all the way to the beginning times of history, we can say, oh,
Y'all do it all. You just did it. Slavery was coming next. That's what's coming next.
Well, hear me out, brother, because what I'm saying is you made it comparable by saying we are the worst on the planet.
Yes, right
so
now.
So that's why I said, well, if you're gonna make it comparable to everybody else, and all we doing is reacting to what's happening to us, how the fuck can you say that when the reason why we are the way we are is because of what's happening to us by more violent people? That don't make no sense to me. Now,
Listen,
if they
bro.
hadn't did shit to us, and we just sitting here doing all this shit out of our own free will, and we ain't get manipulated, and we ain't get tricked, and we ain't get oppressed and all that shit, then I think you would have a point. But I don't see how you can say we the most violent, we the worst person here on the planet, when all we doing is reacting to what's happening to us by more violent and crazy people, bro. Like,
Well, you say we're reacting, right? But so far, right now, all black people alive have a
and I
full
mostly agree with
understanding.
what you were saying.
All black people alive right now have a full understanding of what happened before and a whole song and dance about how we got to where we are today and why and what was done to us and all of that. As an adult, you should be able to reject all of that and behave accordingly anyway. That's not no excuse to hate your brother because of his skin tone or nothing else, or to bump him in the store or to blow his head off. That shit ain't got nothing to do with what happened to you, because you're a grown man and an adult, and you're in charge of your actions and your thoughts. No excuses today. None.
I agree, bro.
None.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't disagree with everything you said. I was only disagreeing with the comparable part. You know what I mean? I don't see how you can make that comparison, but I agree with everything you just said. I believe you can make a conscious decision to choose to do the right thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Listen.
saying not everybody has mental fortitude to do that. And by saying that they the worst person on the fucking planet because they don't have the mental fortitude to react correctly to fucking oppression is wild to me.
Every group in the world has been oppressed. Some of these groups were enslaved for 1,000 years. Okay?
Right, and they did horrible shit in reaction.
And they're okay
every
today.
single person, every single group did
And they're
horrible shit in
okay.
reaction to their oppression.
And they're not murdering each other in 2025, but we are. All we got to do is stop. Period.
Yeah, that's easier said than done, my brother. Real
No, it's
talk.
not.
You know that.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
is.
I quit
Come
smoking
on, man.
cigarettes in a day. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, because you was killing yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here don't believe that we killing each other. They believe that this is the way we supposed to interact with each other. They believe this shit is strength, my nigga, like real talk. They believe going outside and smoking somebody for saying something crazy to you or looking at somebody, you know what I'm saying, crazy, and then reacting violently to that. They believe that that is strength. If we can flip the psychology and make them believe and see that as weak and see that as like less than, then I say we can get somewhere. But as long as these niggas thinking that nigga that's man shit and this is positive shit, we gonna be stuck here.
We try each other too much, man. There's never a reason. There's never an intelligent reason. I've dealt with suffering and pain in my life, and I've never ever taken it out on anybody else. I got family members that have been shot over 30 times. I spent my prime years, my 20s, behind bars, 10 years. All three of my kids is crazy. I'm 55, still working 40-hour weeks. I got enough shit to make someone hang themselves. But I deal with it and I don't bother nobody. What is everybody else's problem?
Everybody else's problem, they don't have mental fortitude. They don't got like confidence in themselves, and they probably didn't have OGs. It's so many variables, bro, to make the reason why somebody else ain't reacting to the same situation that you reacting to. But we demonize each other for it, and then we just keep getting separated. You know what I'm saying? And that's not gonna solve nothing. I think we need more compassion and understanding for each other as a people before we move into any kind of war zone.
Well, if you were old like me, then you watched this whole progression for the last 35 years, digression, if you want to call it, for the last 35 years. And there's no upside. There's only a few things that could change all of this. And it's going to take something massive that I don't think the human soul can handle. Seriously.
I agree. I just said that. I said the only thing that's gonna change is something very chaotic to happen, and then people gonna start understanding that everything that they was fucking valuing and holding dear was bullshit, and that we do need to be on one accord. We do damn near need to be something similar to a monolith to even survive. That's when you gonna get that change. Otherwise, niggas riding in AC cars, man. You feel me? We got all the beats we want on Spotify, all the songs we want to hear. You got all these food places you can go to. And that's why it's so relevant what HAMP be saying is we not acting like we under oppression. We not acting like we under attack, bro. And we not, to
Everybody,
be
listen,
honest. And that's a whole other conversation.
you got to understand, right, that there's nothing real bad in the world happening specifically against American niggas. Every suffering that we go through, everyone else is going through. Taxes, poverty, and all that other stuff. Actually, there's more of them that are suffering than us. We have no excuses whatsoever for behavior. Not pyramid builders. No. Fuck no.
I agree. I think we agree. But just like every other black situation, we just differ on how we trying to solve it, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like every other black situation.
Let me get cheeky in. It's an interesting thing that Reese has introduced in the way in which he introduced it. Cheek, what's popping?
Your mic sound muffled. Say something.
Muffled? It's still muffled?
There you go.
Is it good now? Am I straight? All right. I don't got nothing to say about what Reese said, man. Like, that's his thoughts, that's his opinion. Like, I'm done trying to argue with people over their opinion. Like, it don't make sense. If that's how he thinks he came to that conclusion, because that's just his mindset, right? I don't care. I think that what we need to start trying to do is distinguish like people with some type of mental illness, right? Like everybody that these behaviors aren't normal, right? Whether it come from a white person or a black person, whatever the case, I don't care the race. Some of the things that we're seeing is just abnormal from human beings that are in civilized society, right? You cannot rationalize some behavior, right? You just showed some dude on World Star, but how about this, right? I'll share you some video from CNN about a white guy that shot a black guy because he thought he was talking to his girlfriend. I can find cases, no matter the race, of person of some situation that's tragic and unfortunate and violent, but it's not speaking to the root issue of a lot of things, which I think is it's a mental issue. Oh yeah, I'll show you. Share screen. Let me know if it pop up.
Yeah. Chance for what some see as a familiar story, this time playing out in Bend, Oregon.
All right, so if you see the title, white man in Oregon, right?
A black man, Barry Washington Jr., was shot and killed allegedly after complimenting a white woman. No evidence of the compliments being inappropriate, according to the local district attorney, who also says Washington was then confronted by the woman's boyfriend, Ian Cranston.
He said some words to Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington said words back. There was some pushing, some jostling, some punches thrown, but then it calmed down. It was not going to get out of hand. Then Mr. Cranston pulled a gun out of his waistband and killed Mr. Washington.
Cranston's attorney disputed that account and wrote to CNN in part, before Ian Cranston ever drew his weapon, Barry Washington had assaulted him without provocation, resulting in head injuries that required the police to take Mr. Cranston to the hospital where a brain scan and other procedures had to be performed. Cranston was initially arrested on a single charge of second-degree manslaughter and had been released on bail before a grand jury returned an indictment Thursday that added second-degree murder, first-degree manslaughter, first-degree assault, and unlawful use of a weapon.
The Honorable Beth M. Bagley presiding.
Friday, a judge ordered him held without bail. District Attorney Hummel has said this was a homicide with no justification. Meanwhile, a community and family is left looking for answers as race is hard to ignore.
The right way, like the rest of the world would if their loved one was killed in cold blood just like this.
It's a dynamic not lost on the district attorney.
There's a reckoning with race that needs to happen in Central Oregon.
Okay.
And it needs.
So that seems very similar. I think if we pointed out the nuance of that situation, they had a fight first.
I guess so. It sounded like they had a fight. The fight got broken up, and then after the fight, he shot him.
Yeah.
So now, if anything, right, like, again, I don't care about race. That's not why I'm here to say white men do it too. But it's to point out, you know, we're so quick to say something's about race and not the mental state of the person that's committing these acts of violence, right? If you start looking at the people who commit these crimes, something's wrong mentally with them. Now, of course, I'm not going to say every single person that kills somebody is just mentally off. Well, I will say that actually, right? Unless if it's not justified, you're off. Something's wrong. But if there's a reason, like, for example, somebody break into your home, you shoot somebody, you kill them, you're not equal to a murderer who's just killing somebody because of whatever the case. These people who are committing these things, they're not, something's wrong with them on a mental level, right? And it could be for a plethora of reasons. I don't have the time, nor do I have the energy or safety to be trying to figure it out myself. But we get so stuck on this race thing where it's like, if it's just a black person doing it, it's because niggas ain't shit. But if I find white people that do it, well, why are we bringing white people up? Well, because there's a commonality between violence, right? It has nothing to do with race, but more so to do with the mental state of the person that's doing it. Okay, so there's something wrong with these particular people because most black people aren't walking around killing everybody. And if you come away watching that video I just showed you going, white people are killers and murderers, then I'd say something's wrong with you. Right? Most people aren't doing these things, aren't committing these acts of violence. And the ones that are doing it, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with somebody at a gas station pulling a gun on somebody who they didn't even confirm whether or not they was talking to this girl or not. Something's wrong with you. And why does that have to be the representation of black people? Because something's wrong with them. Just like I wouldn't make the representation of that white man that shot the dude in Oregon all white people. Something's wrong with that individual. But if I need to do this, where I continue to show you all evidence over, like, here's the thing about me. I'm literally autistic. Like, I will find you and I will put it in an Excel sheet explaining to you each case and every single white person that's killed one another, whether they're white, black, or whatever, and go, I guess white people. And if you do that for real, and if you come away taking, and you're not looking at a bigger picture going, there's something wrong with these people, and you just want to make it about black people, that's a you problem. That's a race problem. You don't like black people. You think this way about black people. Don't put that shit on everybody else. Just say I'm racist, and you can be black and racist against your own kind. You can hate your own people. Just say I'm a self-hating black racist man, and just keep it moving. Like goddamn, we don't got to keep doing this shit.
So all of this is, every time you look at these, you're saying simply case by case, assess that person directly.
That's the only thing we can do, right? Instead of saying niggas ain't shit when we don't even know the context behind a lot of these things. I don't know what happened. I was obviously not saying shot somebody who shot a victim. And if you're saying that's just black people, we're just mentally ill to where that's all we want to do, and we're bored. The explanation is we're bored. If that's what you think about black people or a subsect of black people, then okay, that's what you think. I can't convince you otherwise. Something's wrong though. I'm not gonna say it's just black people though. I don't know, bro. That's just me though. Do whatever you want with your own thoughts.
So what do you do? So here's what the analysis is, right? It's slightly quantitative, right? Of duplicative behavior. And at which point do you extrapolate that mindset? Are you saying that's unfair? Yeah, that's an unfair equation, regardless.
To do what? Say it again.
Which part? All of it?
Just if you could. Like I'm listening, but I missed the part when you're saying, is it unfair to?
So in terms, like when you quantify it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people continue to perpetuate or duplicate the behavior, right? And then you take that mindset and then at what point can you extrapolate that mindset to others? Or are you saying you can't do that?
What I'm saying is, if you do that, then you're reducing something, or you're making something complicated more simplistic than what it actually is. Because if you've been around these people, and if you've involved yourself, or you've had conversation with these people, you start to realize things aren't as simple as they may seem. I'm not justifying anything, and I'm not trying to explain away a problem. What I'm saying is things aren't always that simple, right? I used to have a very conservative mindset towards these things when I was in high school, right? But then again, I was pulled away. Well, for the most part, I was pulled away from niggas around the hood. But then I got older. I was around them niggas because you can't really help. And not to say like you can't help who you around, but you around who you around. These niggas is not, every nigga that carry a gun is not a thug, and every nigga that carry a flag is not trying to shoot somebody. They're just not the case. That's just not. A lot of these niggas is just fucked up. Like, and they come from fucked up situations. But if we want to just sit here and classify all these people and go, they just doing this because they niggas, then you can. That's fine. I just think that it's oversimplistic, right? And if you don't, right, because this is what you say. You've talked to these men. You've walked down to, what was it? You said you was in DC walking to the gas station. You was telling the young niggas that was hanging out, hey, you know, y'all move out the way. They didn't give you no problems. They didn't treat you no way. And these was young niggas. So it's like, if our response to young niggas is gonna be, I don't know, they just niggas and niggas just fucked up, the ones in America specifically, and they do shit because they bored. Okay, if that's your oversimplification of what you see, then so be it. There's no need to talk to you. You've already given us your mind frame, and that's cool. I'm not going to discount you for it. I'm just saying you're just not part of what I would want to do, or what I am doing, or what I'm trying to figure out. And that's fine. You don't have to be. You just move on. Like, it's not a big deal. Everyone should be able to give their thoughts and opinions. And if you don't agree with it, and you can't change these people's mind, because you can't. I don't know why y'all keep thinking y'all can. No matter how much statistics or how much disproving you do, if niggas think niggas ain't shit, niggas just ain't shit. And then you just move on.
Well, the good thing about this conversation is Creator mentioned boredom. He's sitting right there. Reese mentioned the nature or the behavior of black Americans as it currently stands, right? Mm-hmm. Even though you saying, hey, you free to have your opinion, I respect it. You still retorted both of their opinions.
Oh, yeah, because I can retort both of their opinions and go, I don't care what your opinion is. Yeah, you should have it. Like, I agree. You should have your opinion. You should be able to express your opinion. And then that should have nothing to do with me, because that ain't my fucking opinion. So it's just that simple. For example, we had a white nationalist on this panel espouse his opinion freely, uninterrupted, and was only pushed back by 2 women and 3 men.
Tiki ain't like that shit. He ain't like that shit at all.
I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Say the rest of it. The other part that really scuffed your Timbs.
The whole thing scuffed my fucking Timbs. Well, and I don't even own them shits. Like,
you do have Timbs. I remember I relaced them for you.
I threw them away because you made me feel lame. I was playing. These are construction boots. You're supposed to tie them like this. I'm like, thank you, sir.
So to me, that's a testament. Right. That's a testament to men. So if your men in your community, that's like a testament to your sons or even your family. When people do something, somebody go rob somebody bust somebody upside the head, shoot a school, do whatever it is that they do, we first want to, and that's just what it is. We're humans, we are social beings, and because of our hue and our culture, we are tied to a certain thing. So when things happen, we immediately don't go to, well, that's that motherfucker right there. It ain't got nothing to do with me. No, sir. We like it. What color was they? It's just like when a motherfucker fight. The first thing you gonna ask is what? Man, I got in a fight. What you gonna ask? You obviously survived, so now what you gonna ask? Did you win? did you win? So we're natural, like this is a natural way of doing things. It's a little disingenuous to say that I don't give a fuck because you just heard everything I said, and not only did you hear it, you digested it enough to figure how you feel about it, right? And then spit back out, right, how you feel about what we say. That's what dialogue does, right? It's not a monologue. We having a dialogue. Don't mean it is right. Don't mean it is wrong. It means that I need to know how my guy thinking from Connecticut, right? How my guy thinking from Chicago. How he thinking in Houston and California, right? And if we are all the same hue, in the same culture, you understand all the niggified lingo that I use. That means we communicating. Now we're the men of these tribes, and guess what I'm gonna do? Whatever it is that I learn, because I'm a forever learner, right? I ain't got to get on here and expressing what I do or what I don't do, but what I am gonna do is forever learn. That's why I'm on here, is to figure out as a leader or a guide. My bad, as a guide. Where do we sit? What do we need to do? What are we all agreeing on? What are we all not agreeing on? What do we need to do and what don't we need to do? I'm a dad and a provider first, right? And I'm gonna always move like that. I'm not gonna want to move. I can't be lame if I try it. It's just real nigga shit. I get it. Lame don't necessarily mean that you're uncool, if you will. And I think that's what it is. Everybody's just so trying to be hard and so trying to be cool that
All right, so I don't know what happened to him, but I will say
it
doesn't really sound like we disagreed much. I didn't say that he couldn't say it. All I'm saying is I am now at the point after watching is he back?
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on. Wait a minute.
So
Whoa, man,
that's
what
my
are you
take.
Get the fuck out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. Put him in the bedroom.
I didn't disagree with anything he said. He can have his opinion and he should be able to share it and it should be accepted. I just don't care, right? Like the reason why I don't care, again, because the tone has been set.
Well,
white nationalist, this is supposed to be the blackity black is black. You know, we only care about our people. You know, the reason why we talk about our people only is because we only care about them. And we let a white nationalist, not we, because I wasn't there, but we let, well, I'm gonna say we because I'm not going to exclude myself, because I'm not like the niggas that, you know, who say when I say my community, I exclude everybody, but we let a white nationalist come up, say what he had to say uninterrupted with no real pushback. And at that point, I just think, hey, everybody can have an opinion. That's apparently okay. So stop asking for anything more than that. And when you get pushback, especially if you're a woman, that was weird. Women pushing back couldn't even finish their sentence and got laughed at for pushing back. Come on, bro. Like, yeah, people can have their opinion. I don't care. But here's what I think. I think for those, and I'm speaking to those who are not reductionist, all right, people that can examine something and go, hey, there's something mentally wrong, right? There's something that isn't being addressed on a mental level. There's something that has either been not corrected or something that hasn't been shown. I don't know if y'all saw that Young Thug interview with Big Bank when he said, I was looking for the acceptance and love from niggas around me because I didn't get it from home. That is exposing some psychological issue that we are facing as a people. Like this, we're having a problem not only raising but showing love to one another as a people. And the people that show you love, their morals tend to be corrupted and their character compromised. So again, the things that we have to do are the things that DJ HAMP says he does. Hey, I talked to these young niggas that was walking. I talked to them. That's the same thing I've done. That's how I learned, hey, these people aren't what I thought they was. They're not what they were portrayed to be. And they're not looking for problems most of the time. Most of the time. The only time they're looking for problems is when the problem find them.
I got a
A lot
question.
of cases, or they go looking for it. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
I got a question for you, Cheeky. I can't prove this, but do you think that food has anything to do with it? Like the eating habits over the last half century have play a part in people's behavior?
No, I think history.
History.
I think more than anything, it's probably history and social engineering than instead of and not food engineering, right? And again, this kind of goes back to that history part. I think it is important to teach history. You do not have to teach history in this victim way, but there's a reason why there's a reason why in class or in school it was required for you to pass U.S. history. You needed to pass math, you need to pass science, English, and history. If it wasn't important, then why would they include it in our curriculum? And still to this day, it's still
I have a
part of it.
theory, but for that, this is just my opinion. I think history is more dangerous than anything else. Human beings do what they see and hear, period. That's where your culture comes from. Because when you're born, you don't even know how to wipe your ass, and you don't know any words. So everything you learn along the way. And history is the catalyst for hatred, because it's taught to everyone in every classroom. This dumbass story about a conquest and all these wars and all this. I think children should be protected from that, so that they can grow up with an adult with a clean mind. I think I started hearing about that stuff when I was like 10 years old. And it was on TV before that. I grew up with movies like Roots and shit like that. Dog, I think that shit is evil, man. To put that kind of madness into a kid's mind? No. They don't even have a chance.
I think what the purpose behind these things are missed by most people. There's a reason why there was a pledge of allegiance to the United States as a U.S. citizen. Because there's supposed to be some level of pride associated with being where you are and what you come from. There's a reason why the United States celebrates 4th of July. There's a reason why these things happen. Yom Kippur, all of these regions, well, no matter they have holidays because it's a representation or remembrance to history. History is important in how you identify as a people and a culture. So history is important, especially to Black people, because we don't necessarily have a culture to claim besides the one that was given off the ship. It would be great if we diversified our history and not teach us about the pacifists of our history, like Martin Luther King or whatever, because there were much more. But it is very important because it gives you an idea and a starting point to who you are and what you can identify with. If you take that away, then you become forgotten, or you forget and you adopt something new.
Cheeky, I think history is dark. And human history is dark. Yesterday and 10,000 years, whatever's written down, it's all dark, yo. We need to try something new. We've literally tried everything. We gotta get rid of that shit.
So if history is not important, I'm gonna just start asking people who think history not important and they don't matter, we shouldn't teach it. Would you be okay with gay history being taught to your children since history doesn't matter? Like just to start, like how they overcame being gay and how they at one point it was ostracized and they couldn't do it in gay marriage. Would you be okay with that? History doesn't matter. And then if you say no, I'm not okay with that, then the question is why not? Because somehow, some way, you have some intuitive being or something in you going, I don't want my kids to learn about that history.
I don't want my kids learning that human beings murdered each other by the millions. I don't want that in their brains. That at one time, human beings had so much hatred and darkness in them that they murdered each other by the millions and did it constantly. That means we're going to keep fucking doing it. Like I told y'all earlier, human beings do what goes into their eyes and into their ears. It can't beat the bait. It can't beat the bump. That's what we do. If we take that shit away, we won't do it. Stop using dumbass words like love, and you get rid of hatred.
Mm. Let me see. Sean with the $5 says, American don't have poverty. Go out the country. You will see what it looked like. We making excuses for bullshit. And Sean, I dropped the link to that video in the chat. And with the $2, everyone in NWA older than OG Will. Stop chatting. JT with the $5 says, Mr. Williams, Detroit had 22 schools in 80s and 90s. Over 50% of those schools had many police stations and metal detectors in them. Sean Brewer with the $5 on HBCU's campus. This won't happening in the early 90s and 80s. This different here. This is very bad. So the ones in that video particularly were high schools, except for the one I showed you about Elizabeth City. Aaron with the $2 says all the YNs OGs is from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Aaron with the $2 the YNs are depressed. They just living for fun. Ray with the $5. I don't know what you're trying to say. So they try to kick Reese off, but Granville said, bring Philly back.
Perfect.
Aaron with the $2 says, why we want to erase our grandparents' truth. So L.I. tried to get him up out of here, but Granny said, nope. He said, why we want to erase our grandparents' truth. So Cheeky, what is your thought about these things happening? You know, we see similar behavior during so-called holiday weekends, right? Where you expect to turn on the news on Monday, and you know, with particular cities, in particular areas, we expect to see how many bodies drop. Jamaican Day Parade, West Indian Day Parade, up at home. We know that people get out of that weekend. And when you turn on the news, that's the expectation, generally speaking. And this is a pretty normal sentiment. What do you think? Do you think it is all mental health issues? And is that way of thinking, or do you label that as a mental health issue?
I wouldn't label, like, I'm not going to use mental health as an excuse for behavior, because it's not.
Okay.
Right. It's more so I'm using mental health as a classifier for people. Like, I can't keep just allowing people that look like me do things that are clearly abhorrent and go, well, that's just us. Like, unless we just want to accept it. And at that case, I'm fine with accepting it because it ain't me. Right. I'm fine with accepting shit that ain't me and ain't got shit to do with me or the people I love or surrounded by. Like, for example, I'd be upset if something happened to you because I know you and I think you cool and we cool. But that shit don't got nothing to do with me. Then if I'm okay with accepting it, right? So if we're going to accept these things, then let's just accept it and move on. But if we're saying we're not going to accept these things, now we have to start having an honest conversation and going, wait a minute, these people may be black, but there is something wrong. They're not just black and regular black. They're black and something happened, or they're black and there's a offshoot to it. Right. So that's the first thing. Now, as far as these things, these are unfortunate situations where you can't control who shows up to a parade or wherever they at, unless you start restricting it. If you are not a student and you don't have a license or whatever, you cannot come to these events. That you're just going to have to start being very selective to where you start controlling even who comes, because you cannot control who comes to things. If I had a nigga detector and you passed through, if I had a nigga detector for like the areas I was in, I would have that shit up. Right? Hamp, if you could have a nigga detector for your boxing events, I would say put it up every single time.
A niggometer?
Bro, don't nobody do that. Ain't nobody doing that in no parades. We don't do other people. I'm gonna say others not doing all that. It's a parade. It's public, right? You can come. It's municipal. What it is behavior. It's culture. For whatever reason, we don't value each other. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. I just got back. Right? Real talk. So it's cultural. It's a cultural thing. For whatever reason, CB, I don't value you. So if we have a disagreement, we can't even come to terms because I don't even want the time to even try to hear what you got to say or even work it out. You just said it earlier. These niggas are randomly just shooting because they don't value, not just me, they don't even value our culture enough to say, you know what? I'm going to wait for whatever disagreement or whatever in life that I got against you. I'm going to see you at the at least gas station. I'm going to see you by yourself. Or hell, just be a man. Run up on a nigga right now, right, and have your beef with that individual. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is what to me look like some pussy nigga shit. You just going to shoot everybody and everything. And there is a honor. If you got a if I got a disagreement with CB, I'm not going to get everybody on the panel involved. It's going to be me and him, right? While you sit over there like a little girl. But it's okay. Go ahead.
Was that a shot at me? Why you say like a little girl? Where'd that come from?
Am I blind? Everybody? See, the thing is, bro, it's like I'm a dad. And so it's just certain things when I talk to anybody, right? I'm a man first. So when I talk to men, I'm going to listen to what at least listen to what we got to say. We on the panel. But if you looking like you dismissing me, then everybody out there going to do the exact same thing you do. So now I have to defend, right? The actions that you're projecting toward me, not HAMP, not Sherelle, not Playboy, not Reese, right? I'm speaking and now you looking different. Your demeanor is different. See, these are the tropes in our community that get shit started. That right there. These are the little details in our community, right, that get shit started, bro. That's real nigga shit. If we was in prison, if we was in front of each other, if we was anywhere for real, we being for real, right? We're going to show a level of respect because we as men know every time we around each other, there's a level of violence that's involved when we connect with each other. And that level of violence, to me, that's with any man. It don't matter what culture, but that's with any man. For whatever reason, we give the other cultures this utmost freaking respect. It's crazy. You're not going to be in no mall full of white people and just rat-a-tat-tat your op or disrespect what that white man say to you because he paid you. It's crazy to me how the respect that we show these white folk, but the lack of respect that we show to each other. It's crazy. And that comes down to value. We don't value each other because we as men are teaching our kids and our women, right, how to bow down to the other folk. And then we got niggas who, again, just don't even have capacity to first off understand the change in how we speak, and they can't even receive what we saying. So instead of receiving it, it becomes defense. Then we get distracted, right? Because we're trying to tell you something positive, distracted defending some bullshit that you don't even want to hear. You see how these things, you see how it get like to that? We can't come to a common agreement because it's too much disagreement. There's not a value in us, right? I got you, Hamp, for real. There's not we don't see each other as valuable enough to hear each other out, work it out, or let you live enough to where we can come in each other's face and say, hey, brother, what's the problem, right? As men, nope, we so scared about, like where he said, that if I come to you like that, it's going to turn out bad. So let me go ahead and do what I got to do right now, right? Because I know the outcome of how this is going to end up anyway. Lack of value. We don't look at each other as valuable. It's just crazy to me.
Creator,
go ahead, brother. Do what you do.
Why would you insult him when, if you know Cheeky and you really pay attention to him, he's doing multiple things at one time, but he's listening. But that's the whole point of why they don't get along with us.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you took what I did as disrespect, but mind you, I'm doing two. I have two monitors set up. I have two things going on. It has nothing to do with disrespect. I am listening, but I'm trying to operate and do two things at a time, right? But I'm not going to respond to you with insults because I have no disrespect or I have respect for you.
All right, so now here's how we work that out. I apologize. You see how that works?
Yeah, no, you cool.
My apologies.
He didn't know you was a hardworking janitor.
You hear me? My apologies. I'm looking at
you. Credit, we good. Yeah, no.
And there we go. You see how that works out? That's how we handle shit. We're gonna do some fucking up, brother. You understand?
Creative.
But how we handle it, right? We voice it. Hey, this is how I feel about what happened. You say, hey, bro, you misunderstand it. Well, goddamn, instead of me, nigga, nope. You know what? Damn, my apologies.
But
and we move
creator,
on.
So
but
We
creator,
grow.
go ahead,
Can
Terrell,
I
go
can
ahead.
I can I get in?
the
Because I've
thing
been
is, yeah, you've been quiet.
quiet.
Go, I'll let y'all go.
Well,
All right.
the thing that blew, hold on, I'll be quick, Sherelle. The thing that blew me is pause is Cheeky. This is why the mental health. Not you weren't saying mental health, but you're saying there's something wrong, right?
There's something off. Like, why did he
But
go to disrespect
off.
immediately?
Well, so this is the thing, right? Because then creator said, "Yo, if this was in person," and he kind of like roundabout articulated it, but that's
He said he could have beat me up.
but the thing about it though is it's not people have the mental capacity, but the culture says that's how it's supposed to manifest, right? But that's why the
Right.
mental part, like I gives me cause for pause because that's culture, right? Because
No,
if
that's
he
not.
that is though, right? So if he says that, right? He says we in a conversation and he
Yeah.
says little girl, right? I would get thrown off too in person. And then he says what would have manifested in person. But the thing is, I can't say that he's incorrect.
I can, because what I've noticed is in person should be cool.
Oh no,
which
no.
lets me know,
Okay.
lets me know, Hamp, that
So you're
this
saying it's
this
just
is
talk.
exactly, it's performative, and it's not, again, it's not a shot. It's more so just stating what is true. In person, nobody ever has this type of energy because normal people aren't just that violent. We're not. I'm sorry. There's something
I
wrong
understand.
with people who are just inherently with disregard
No, that's the
violent
report.
like that.
That's
Yeah,
it. I
and what I'm
understand.
saying, is
Be
creators
aware of
saying
that,
these
brother.
things, and the thing is creators saying these things because he's perceiving something as disrespect. But I don't see that as anything abnormal. You react to disrespect with disrespect. My thing that as the thing that I'm starting to realize that may not be normal is my inquisitive nature, which is why do you feel this way? Most people are not empathetic is what I'm realizing more and more, because I didn't match his disrespect with disrespect. I try to figure out, why are you calling me? Why are you giving me a shot? Because I have no bad intentions. And what I'm realizing more is people are walking around with the mentality that everyone is out to get them, including the people that are on the panel. And they will, and the first person to say black people are victims. But instead of listening to what I'm saying and just trying to figure out what's going on, they'll make the jab or whatever the case. And again, it's not, I'm using Craig as an example because he just did it, right? It's not because I don't like him. It's giving me the evidence. This is abnormal behavior. People on the internet don't behave this way in real life because we aren't just violent like that. We don't have no real issues with one another. In most cases, nobody.
That's
real
what I'm
life
trying to
chill.
CB. That's false. People are like that. That's the whole thing. Why do you think people go to church? They're not going to church because they angels. They're going to church to fight them demons. This is the reality of humans, period. The other humans make it look good. There's some other cultures that can make it look real butterfly and Disney for you. But the reality is they are demons. And for just because a person don't show you, right, they ain't like me, and they like, hey, bro, I'm just going to show, I am me. This is who I am. If I feel some type of way, I'm going to let it be known, and then we move on. If it ain't what I thought it was, I don't know how to do this shit. I'm just going to do what I know how to do. Now, me relating with you, that's how we worked out. Now I know what it do. But I'm saying every other human, bro, there's motherfuckers out here that are violent. This just for real.
That's
and to inquire on their violent nature, right, is
Right,
just
let's
shit. Like you said, you either
but
going
you
I gotta get
to
Sherelle
feed on or
in.
get peed on. Go ahead, brother.
Let me get Sherelle in real quick. Go ahead, Sherelle.
Okay.
Then he can go.
I don't know which one it was, but somebody mentioned something about war, and I made a list because I realized that black people like to fight, right? And we talked about this violent thing, and I made a list of all the stuff that we fighting, right? So we are in the middle of a diaspora war, right? We're beefing amongst what kind of black you are, and then we're in a race war. Then we all black and we beefing with all the white people and the Mexicans and the right. And then we're in a gender war because black men and black women don't like each other, right? Then we have political wars because if you ever seen black Democrats versus black Republicans, it's a showdown. We're in class wars, right? Because people who make a lot of money think all the problems come from broke people. And broke people think that people with a lot of money should give them some money to better the circumstances of our people. We're in religious wars, right? Because we have the Hebrew Israelites and their blitzing the Christian churches, and then there's the spiritual people who think it's all a lie and we should be worshiping dealing with our ancestors. It's it's a religious war, right? We win spiritual warfare there. Then we're fighting against traditionalism, right? We don't care about tradition. We don't feel like fuck what the old people was talking about. We want to do away with that. Then we fighting against the system because we believe that there's a system that's in place to destroy us. So then we're fighting against the system. And then we're fighting against societal norms, right? We don't, that kind of goes in hand with the traditions, but we don't want to do shit that society says this is just what you just shut the fuck up, go to work, get a white picket fence, get a family, sit down. We don't be fighting against that. Then we fighting amongst each other. Whatever. I don't like the Saints. I don't like your shirt. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way Cheeky looking at the other monitor. I don't like that HAMP is short. We fighting amongst each other, right? Then we fighting substance abuse. We got alcohol problems. We're addicted to cocaine. We're addicted to crack. We're addicted to opioids. Then we fight in economics. It's predicting that we won't have no wealth. We at the bottom. We're not going to have no money. And we materialistic as hell. We make the money. We spend the money. Can't keep it. Then we're fighting mental health. A lot of us are fucking insane. Yes, it is very insane for a person to go shoot 14 people. That is not normal behavior. Fucking insane. And we're fighting all of these fights and we getting our asses whooped. We losing every one of them. We losing them all. Every last one of them. But we love to fight. We fighting for our lives every fucking day and losing. We really the biggest fucking losers. The only thing we winning at is the race to the bottom. The race to the bottom. That's what we win at. We the most entertaining, even if it means be debaucherous and be degenerate, because that part of us is the most entertaining shit. Yeah, nigga, we're the violent ones. We're the ones waking up every day fighting and losing, getting our ass whooped on all fronts. And you know what makes us feel good? Getting drunk and having fun. We don't give a fuck. We just want to get together and have fun again.
Man. So I don't even know why they kicked Reese off, but Reese got kicked off for 50 minutes. Maybe Granville will bring him back up. But Reese was conversing though.
I think Reese was on point. It's his perception, his point. I think it's what it is. All our point of view, everybody's point of view is going to be different. And a lot of us that's coming up in this in these online spaces, we're not conventional. I don't even know about a lot of what y'all. I just hear HAMP. I'm vibrated. I think a lot of the people on the panel, we all kind of vibrating in the same. My goal is going to always to uplift, right, and give us information that we as a people, like Sherelle said, we are violent people. But does that necessarily have to be a bad thing in some places? I think when it hampers us as a people, or anything we do hampers us as a people from progressing, then we need to look at making some adjustments. I'll say. I won't say necessarily changes.
Let's condense
but
it.
some
Let's get E, because I think E had a retort for you, Creator. I could be wrong. E was popping.
Hey, how you doing? You made me get off the treadmill. I had to come talk about this.
How many more minutes you got left? Don't forget it.
Oh, I didn't. I 45, got 15 more. So got 15 more. But I was sitting here listening because I like listening to you guys on the treadmill because when the pain get in, at least I can laugh at some stupidity,
Yo,
right?
the words are better than music, right? Like, cause you kind of get
Yeah.
lost in the hell yeah.
I was sitting here listening, creator talk about the dysfunction of the people in the ghetto, like the dysfunction of the hoodlums or the dysfunction of these youngins. And then I seen that he resorted to violence just like them. I think the difference between the thing that he hinted to, he said, if we was in public and I felt that you disrespect me, I would have handled that disrespect. And then when we go to the young men and we say, hey, stop handling it with disrespect, use your words, and they're really just an image of what you are. They're literally they're manifesting the words that you speak and that you say you would do. And so, like, I just think we gotta be real. Like, this was a perfect example because Cheeky looks off of every panel I see Cheeky on. He's look off and he's doing something else. Like, that's just what Cheeky do. But what we saw was that this man took disrespect from what he was doing. And I think this is what happened with young men when I talked to him. And he disrespected me. He did this. Dude might have been just walking, minding his own business, but looked over there because he was trying to be mindful of who was on the sidewalk. And then guess what? An altercation it ends in shooting. You're literally advocating and doing the exact thing that you saying is a problem just because you got kids. The best thing my grandparents ever taught me, don't make sure my kids are not in that situation. Move my family out of that situation where I can control the situation that my kids in. But I just think that it's crazy that we're in a situation that we have a man that says, you can't act like this, but I am going to continue to act like this. You know, different from the young niggas for me. Act the exact same way.
Creator.
Yeah. So, and again, I can only be me. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. It's all I can be is me. And shit, I'm learning how to be a better me every day. You understand? But that ain't still gonna mean that I'm not gonna be me. I don't watch this guy every day, so I don't know what his behaviors are. All I'm doing by is what I'm going by, and again, being me. So now, once he let me know what it was, what did me do? Hey, bro, I didn't snap again on him. Oh, okay, well, you know, it's a little misunderstanding, and we move on, bro. This is what I'm talking about. I can only be me, and me is real out here. You get what I'm saying? If you on your treadmill and you bump into a motherfucker and some of his sweat rub all over, you rub all over him or some shit, and he feeling some type of way about it, well, now y'all going to have to rectify that. I don't know how you would rectify it, but my point is there's always going to be a level of intensity involved in anything you do when we around men. And when we all in front of each other, we on our best behaviors most of the time. Everybody's on their best behavior because we know the propensity of violence that if HAMP is 300 pounds and I'm 200, you understand? It's just a certain immediately because we right here, or I feel his energy. Everybody's gonna move in a certain way. That don't mean that we all don't possess ignorance. That don't mean that we all don't be ignorant. It just means when we are all in certain places, people are going to be on their best. Now, once we start to get to know each other, now you're really, what they say, the next 30 days, everybody pretty much cool. The 30 days after that, you really are. I'm real out the barrel here. This is me. So, you know, like it or love
Creator,
it,
if I give you that grace, like say I give you that grace, it says creator is just creator. What I'm asking old niggas is you get that same grace to these young dudes. They just who they are. Hold on, no, listen. They just who they are. Like what Cheeky was saying earlier, that you about to change their mind, make them do something different. Just like we can't change who you are, they who they are. And then I love what Cheeky was saying. Cheeky was saying, let's study these group of people that are dysfunction and find out what's the root issue. Just saying that, hey, this is how niggas act. That's not a solution. That's an excuse for their behavior.
Okay, so if you got children at the barrelhead, what you're going to do is teach your kids. Most people going to teach their kids this ideology that they need to go to school and learn. We was talking about what's important history. Well, what's important about the history is the history that you're being taught. If they're not teaching you history of your finance, right? Why ain't they teaching you? Why ain't we teaching each other finance in our school? There's no value. I don't see you as valuable, nigga. Why don't I see you valuable? Unfortunately, we in a society, in a country that values revenue generating. It values a better life. If I have a sucky life, I've been living a sucky life all this time. Any man that I hear, he ain't, or if he not talking a certain way or moving in a certain way, you talking about being a scientist. These niggas don't need scientists. These niggas need help. They need assistance. They need guidance. They need niggas to show that they can actually look at moving in this thing that you talking about is supposed to be this perfect way that a young nigga or any nigga is supposed to live. So show me the examples and where them niggas at around me right now. Not internet. I mean right here. I'm going to look to my left, right, from my household to others. Show me this example of exemplary behavior that I'm supposed to follow. Show that to me.
I got you. And to respond to what you're saying, first of all, I took the responsibility. I got an 18-year-old daughter in college. I took the responsibility of teaching her finances. That was my responsibility. I'm not going to project. We so quick to project our responsibility as parents on other people. And the stuff that I did not know, because I didn't know everything. My parents didn't teach it. You know, just like I sit over here and watch HAMP for 3 hours, I can go over there and watch somebody talk about finance for 3 to 4 hours. We live in a digital age. Us literally in a situation that we talk about. We don't have the education. We don't learn. That's because we reject the knowledge. We reject it. It's really right here in front of us. So if your kids don't know finances, that's a you problem. That's why they broke.
So
at least tell
I
him to
agree
watch
to a degree.
Tell him to watch the finance shit at 1 o'clock. Not now. Jesus.
Yeah,
say
no,
now. I
I'm
didn't say
gonna always run to finance, not
My bad.
necessarily money. I am going to run to finance as a resolution to a lot of some of our issues. Because if you know how to work revenue, then it will get you out of certain situations that you definitely don't even have to be in. Meaning you don't even have to make a decision in that world because your financial situation is different. But again, as a dad, I didn't know that when I was a young daddy. I think she said, I swear to God, boy, if y'all go back, listen to Sherelle, when she talked, when she first came home, bro, she kind of hit a lot of nails on the head for our community. Now, for those that didn't, or maybe can't relate or wasn't raised like that, I get it. But I'm saying realistically, a lot of what she said is kind of hitting on the head as far as how we was as youth. Why? Because again, back to our daddies. Our daddies wasn't teaching us what we needed to know to get out here.
It doesn't matter today. I got
Hold on,
ChatGPT. I can literally say,
brother.
let me tell you why it doesn't matter.
It do matter.
I get
That's
what you.
false.
No, it does
That's
not.
false.
Listen,
Your
I literally can go
what
into.
your daddy taught you don't matter, sir.
No, listen. I'm trying to help you understand when we talk about
You ain't
finance.
gotta help me
Hold on, y'all about to
understand. I'm
get
trying to help you
emotional.
understand.
Listen.
We're talking about violence. Go ahead.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah,
We're
talking
talking
about
violence, not money.
Well,
But I'm saying that money.
you guys aren't totally off the point. I just don't want to go too far.
I got you.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm
go
interested
ahead,
to
E.
hear why you said what your father taught you does not matter, E.
No, so what I was saying is he's saying us being financial illiterate and our parents not teaching us in the past, that doesn't matter today. The reason it doesn't matter is because I can go to ChatGPT and build a financial plan. A plan to be able to get me into a financial situation. It's all these different channels. Like this idea that we gonna keep blaming our parents for what they did not do in the past. I'm not talking about what our parents are gonna do in the future.
No.
Hold on. Listen. The past have already happened. Like, stop. We gotta stop holding that as an excuse to say, my daddy didn't teach me this. Nigga, you 40, 50 years old, still talking about what your daddy didn't teach you. Hold on.
Right?
So
But
the point that I'm trying to tell you is
right?
what you did not learn in the past doesn't matter in 2025 because we have the knowledge at a fingertip. We just refuse to go get it.
Okay.
Bro, again, go ahead.
So let me just say, I think to say it doesn't matter would be too extreme. E and Man simply saying we have access to a lot of information. I think we over, how you say it, E, I think we give people too much credit though in terms of how they can seek it, and then when they find it, can they discern it? At the very least, if your parents give you a baseline, once you get the access, I think you start at a further point. So if my dad did teach me and your dad didn't, when we get to that line, and let's say we're in competition, now I have a little bit of a head start. So I would expect that our parents teach us the most they can, edify us the most they can, so we can have the most advantages. But I agree, you can go get the information if you really want it. But it's just levels to this, you know.
No, DJ Harris, what I'm saying is at this point in my life,
Oh, you saying at 40 years old?
Yeah, like at the
your dad ain't a cop out no more.
I get it. I get it if your kid 12 or 13 and you need to give them
20.
the knowledge, like that they're in the moment. But me looking back and using that as an excuse of me not having the knowledge in 2025, it is an excuse. You can find out if her booty fake on Chat GPT. You can find out about this gender war on Chat GPT. Why you ain't asking financial questions to Chat GPT so you can have a budget for your family?
If I'm 40 years old at my age now, I'm 39. If I'm like, yo, my dad, that does sound weird to me. But if I'm 25 though, I expect it. Like, I don't know if you remember being 25. E, how old are you? E, 31?
34.
34. So, and it was 10 years for you now, baby boy. You getting old. But you know, when I was 25, B, like just the shit, like you need guidance, you know, and I think we often kind of even like ejecting our kids at 18 and shit. I think kids should stay home as long as they ready, you know, and a lot of times you take about 30 years to get ready. So, you know, but I catch your E. I agree with the point. Like there's an age where I'll be like, all right, my nigga. Like you still trying to be a rapper? It's like that age. Like you still don't know how to balance a checkbook at this point. That's on you. I can agree with that.
So that's capacity, right? Even when we talk it's highly intelligent conversation, some level of people are not going to understand this level of conversation that we even having right now, right? And that exists. And I think that's what we talking about is like, to a degree, we are the percentage of people damn near talking to ourselves, right? Because there's a percentage of people who out here who just don't get it, right? They can't read it. They can't comprehend it. I can't count it or add it up, right? Quantify it in some type of way and degree. And my defense is going to always be violence. Now that I can do well, right? I ain't scared to stick my chest out and give my life. I know it's crazy, but I'm saying you don't necessarily need a science experiment to figure out a people. We have been mentally, physically, financially, all those illies that Sherelle named earlier, challenged. Right? And we're being challenged on a daily basis. The easiest thing we can do is either give up, right? I'm going to always go back to the patriarchy and capacity. I'm just thinking of it like this, E. You taught your daughter, maybe your parents didn't teach you. And I'm telling you now, mine didn't know nothing about none of that financial literacy. What? Financial what? They just gorillas about getting money. But if their parents knew what they knew, that if they could match the knowledge behind that intense hustle, then we would be further ahead right now just by default. It's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that like we did something wrong, we got to be dependent on. No, I'm saying right here today, the men in our community need to level up in our way of thinking. That way of thinking is a way of moving. That way of moving will be seen. I ain't got to say it. You see what I do. And I'm that type of guy. I'm not hand holding. You see how I'm getting it if you want it. Right? What you say? You got the Chat GPT in your hand. Put it to work. Because I'm going to show you what I'm doing, but I'm not getting ready to handhold you, little bro. If you want this, you're going to be serious about coming over here and getting this information, changing your life, right? And doing what it is. That don't mean you perfect. That just means you worth it.
And let me land it here then, creator. So the point that I'm saying, my mother and father didn't know anything about finances. They didn't. So you know what I did? I said, I'm going to go get a finance degree. I said in the college, I got the information, and I literally went back to my mom and said, hey, Mom, I know that I've been a student to you, but I have to teach you something that I got from college. And I sat down and I did a budget. I showed my mom, I said, hey, Mom, we could pay this house off if we do this, that, and the third. Like, I'm telling you, like this idea that we keep trying to blame somebody else. At what point are we going to say we going to be the legacy changers of our family and stop saying that somebody else should have did it? I just think that as Black people, we got to raise our hand and say, this is what my family is deficient in, and I'm going to go grab that knowledge and I'm going to teach as many people I'm willing to teach in my family. That's all I'm saying is like, I'm not going to give the excuse like, well, my mom didn't know about finance, so that means that I should know about finance. finances. No, let me go. Like, we supposed to get better as a generation to be able to take that knowledge. That's the only point I was making.
The light bearer. Yo, E, you know, I think really honestly, like our generation, are we in the same generation? Yeah. Like our generation, that's really what we should have been doing, you know? Because our parents are, my parents were born in 59 and 58. Are those like late boomers? Kind of?
They on the cusp. They on the cusp.
Right? They on the cusp. And then, you know, Gen Xers, right? And those generations, like the boomer just probably didn't know. And, you know, Gen X there was a lot of shit going on. So it really like our job to kind of lift as we climb, you know? Like we become the leaders of our family, you know, at a little bit younger ages, 34, 35, 36, in which we have a responsibility. So I definitely, I like that sentiment being shared to the masses. You know what I mean?
And I'm seeing it like
families. Let me just read these real quick.
Oh, sorry.
MJ with the $5 says, he showed you respect, you disrespecting him unwarranted because he didn't agree. You are a hypocrite in full form, talking about behavior. Stop it. Sean Brewer with the $2 says, why did he move the combo like this? Damn it. Aaron with the $5 says, creator and older black men and women act like him. They talk like the YNs do. That's the issue. Why we act like we in our teens and 20s forever. I'll let you respond to these creators. Mayo with the 50 ball, he brought Reese back up. Maybe Reese will be back. Aaron with the $2 says, talk like a YN and YN is going to treat you like one. Sean Brewer with the $2 says, E, you want to respond to this, E?
Appreciate you, man. I've been working out, man. Down 50 pounds. I don't care what I look like, shit. As long as the weight come off me.
Hey, you keep doing what you're doing. As far as that,
well, you got one more. You got one more that's on of the same ilk. Yeah, you got one more, and then you can respond. Aaron with the $2. It's too many teenage black people over the age of 30. Mayo Monkey with the 20 ball says, creator perceived disrespect that is not on CB. His perception is based on his own opinion of himself, and he projected it onto CB. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. We also at the 3-hour mark. If y'all want to hit the extension, we need $60 to the Cash App. Otherwise, we'll see y'all. I think I'm on the show tonight and definitely tomorrow. Go ahead, Craig. You want to respond to these?
I mean, all I can say is, brother, I am who I am, and I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. That's all I can say. So if that's I'm on the inside looking out. So if that's what's going on from the inside or from the outside looking in, then good. I'll ask, along with all those perceptions, you hear the financial literacy. I told you I ain't nobody's leader by no means, but I will be somewhat of a guide. Why? Because I'm fucked up, but I ain't fucked up about it.
But the only point that I'm saying is, I think to really change the black community, we have to have the family in mind. I think people our age, younger, one thing that I'm seeing is in business, a lot of young people are taking their parents' old businesses and integrating AI. Like that's how I think it's supposed to. They're supposed to build something, or they're supposed to have something, and you say, this is what my family is lacking. Let me go out and get that knowledge so that we can be able to survive this age. I don't care if it's finances, it's AI, whatever it is. I think we just got to get from the individual mind, asking our kids about, like me and my kids have this conversation all the time. I says, what do you believe the family need you to do? I ask them that all the time. What do you think the family needs you to do for the family to be successful? I don't talk in this I. We let our kids talk I. Then we get upset with them when they have this independent mindset that they're gonna go do what they want to do. So I just think we got to change the mindset. We have to change that mindset of what do the kids need, because it's okay. Remember, the family got to where they need to get to because you here. Now you're supposed to be the changer. You're supposed to be the person that project the family to the next level. And I think so many people don't want to do that. They want to yell at people and talk about what people didn't do instead of saying, I'm going to be the catalyst to take us to 100,000. And I hope my kids take us to 1 million and their kids take us to 1 billion. Like if we can string together a couple generations, that's how we get out of this situation.
So that's why I said the dads need to know. Why? The dads are going to teach properly, going to teach proper order. of things. I don't care what everybody else is doing, right? And would you say it's a family? Yeah, I don't care about what they doing. This is what we doing over here. This is what's going on in all your imperfections. So if I'm like this, that means I got kids that's probably like this too. And guess what? I gotta make sure that they win because I know them better than they do. I know who I am and how I am. I've been hearing this shit all my life. It is what it is. So now I got to make sure that they successful in who they are because they're going to make some mistakes. They're going to rub some people wrong. You're going to have challenges in your life. How do you deal with those challenges? That's up to me to set them up properly so that what I call dumb proofing them. So that when they get out into the world, right, you're going to be okay. And it starts with knowing certain simple financial, to me, things because everything we do starts off financially. Before we was talking about kicking kids out at 18, my kids stay here as long as they want. Well, the revenue that we was going to pay for them to go and build somebody else's legacy, I'll build a spot brand spanking new from the ground up in the back, right? That's double for me because that's part of my retirement. When you feel like you want to leave, right, we can rent the spot out as elder people when I don't feel like doing nothing. Right? There's always, again, it's just a way of thinking that you don't have to be this super uber, I guess, demure ass individual. No, it's just strategies. So if I take the strategies that somebody give me, yep, I'm gonna talk like however I talk, I'm gonna act like however I act, right? Because it ain't affecting nobody other than this over here. And make sure that this over here, right, is moving in the right trajectory. I teach that to my kids.
Hello.
They move a certain way. Hold on, E. They move a certain way. And then the friends that because your girls know what my kids know, is now, you see how that grows? Like, hey, they already know it.
But so Creator, and it might be a me issue. Let me say this. I have a problem with what you keep saying. You keep saying, I am who I am. I'm going to do what I want to do, right? The reason I have a problem with that, because I believe, and I can be wrong, you would have a problem with your kids. If your kids was coming saying, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to have this individual mindset. As fathers, we have to correct our own behavior so we can duplicate the right behavior. Right? It's a lot of things that I had to deal with. It was a lot of things as a man. I said, before I have kids, I need to deal with this. I need to deal with this. I need to do this because I need to be the living example. But it's having this idea that you can do whatever you want just because you the man of the house or you the father, you actually duplicate that in your sons. That's what I'm saying.
That's not that ain't, and that's not what I'm projecting. What I'm projecting is you're gonna be you. Everybody's not running out here going to be perfect. Them little guys so I'm going to go back to the guys that actually pulled the triggers. That mental state of an individual who will actually pull the trigger, and there's like thousands of people out here, and knowing you're smart enough to have a gun, you're smart enough to know the trajectory of where these bullets are going to go, right? That means I'm talking about the mental of that individual right there who don't hold value to not only the person that you aiming at, but the ones when them bullets miss. Right? So, yeah, some of us just don't have, that's just what it is. Some of us are not going to be the same. Some of us, our capacity is different. Some of us are actually insane, brother. That's what I'm trying to get you to see.
But
and
I
when
get
you
it, but Creator,
right?
I gotta use your statement. He is who he is, and he's gonna be who he is. So, like
that
at that
mean,
point,
hold on, that don't mean non-successful. And I think y'all to tying people that need to manage their life properly with like everybody is just, to me, everybody retarded. Everybody is crazy on a level. Some of us can manage it better than others in whatever you do, but that's my take on everybody. Everybody has some type of retardation. CB went back and just said that he was, if I can recall, I could be wrong, but I think my dude said, I am autistic. I am super pet. So I'm just saying that don't mean
don't deny it. Don't deny it.
His level of autism is not disruptive. He learned how to manage what it is that he learned how to hold. Hey, I know me. I can know me better than anybody gonna know me. And now I choose a lane that's gonna take me down a path that won't hurt nobody. We don't have enough men who can teach these boys or show the boys the path, not the pastors, not the athletes, obviously not the rappers. There are not enough real individuals in these people's lives, examples that they can see. Certainly I can sit on the internet and say all kind of stuff. But when you come to here, to where I am, E.T., I can show you, right, beyond a shadow of a doubt, hey, bro, this is what we got going on. I can say whatever. but I can show you better than I can
Kids
tell you.
can see
That's
through
the
this
walk.
shit. The kids
I'm
can
not
see
trying to
through
change. I'm
this
trying to
shit,
change
though.
your behavior. I can't change you.
Hold on. The kids can see through this shit. One, we talk for 2 minutes at a time. Like, there's no self-awareness, right? We are literally unself-aware of even like how we present in the conduct, right? Yeah, creator, we understood that you apologized to Cheek, but you said what you said. And in a real situation, you wouldn't have been able to take that back with a man that got the same understanding as you, right? You can't call me a girl and then say, oh, I misunderstood. No, somebody gonna get picked up and put down, right? If that man has that
I
same
feel that. That's what I'm telling you. Level people prepared for whatever happened.
Look,
Go ahead, bro.
even now, right? So we looking at it, right? What's the facts of it all? What's the truth of it all, right? Is it the people who willing to shoot, let off 2,000 bullets in a setting and shoot 16 people, 15 of which they didn't mean to hit, or they at least didn't go there to fight with, right? What is this shit? You know, and we see it in so many different parts of the country. When black, so-called black people have big events, we know shit going down. When you go to Jamaican Day Parade in Connecticut, you know that you better be on your P's and Q's or on your Dean, because you know somebody getting smoked. And you just hope that they get smoked after the dance hall party is over, right? But usually what happens is niggas get smoked up the block, right? But the dance hall party down the other side, so we good. We know every so-called holiday weekend, damn, how many people got shot in Chicago? Oh, 37? Damn, that's good. It was 60 last year, right? We seeing it at homecomings and high level, so-called high level institutions, Alcorn State, right? And then you know, obviously these high schools. At my school, 5 people got shot. All got caught strays. The one dude who died didn't even go to the school. Literally a stray bullet. 2 Qs who just crossed, they just had their probate, probably the best day of their life, got shot that day. The volleyball player got shot in her leg, right? And you know, I don't know if y'all know how Division II scholarships work, but they give you your financial aid, right? And then whatever that doesn't cover, they'll supplement with sports monies and things of that nature. But that shit ain't guaranteed. You got to earn that shit every time you step out there, right? Elizabeth City small, only got what, 6,000 kids. They can't afford to keep her on scholarship because somebody shot her in the ass. So we just looking at this like, what is the really real? Is it really these people with some type of mental retardation, or is it a cultural thing when we expect it? Whenever I had a gun, hold on, I'm almost done with the diatribe. Y'all been doing it all for the last hour, right? The every time I ever had a loaded weapon, right? Until like kind of recently, I always expected that I had to use it for anybody for sure, but I usually saw black men in my head when I was loading up that gun. So what we talking about? 2,000 shots we talking about. Now, if we're saying in this, I think this is a subset. Even the numbers say it's a subset of people. However, we all accept the behavior. Keep it tall. We be desensitized and we know it's going to happen and we accept it.
Absolutely.
Even no snitching, stop snitching, right? Right now, we civilians, you know, but we even have that shit in our head. A hesitation to tell, and we ain't in the streets. So what we really talking about? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I'm done.
See, I think 100%. I think that we have to reject the things that's bad. Like we accept it. Like knowing that the party is gonna get shot up. I think at black people as a whole have to say we're not going to the party. We're not going to the cookout. We're not going to these large gatherings. Like because every time we accept that this is the way that it is, we also co-signing these things too. We're co-signing that we're okay with it, even though they have nothing to do with us. And so that's something that I did. I used to love going to the high school football game. High school football got shot up 3 times. I said, that's not a place for me or my family. So as a man, I'm going to show example. I'm not going no more. And if I can't go, definitely my kids and my wife can't go. Right. So I just think we got to reject that behavior if I land it quickly.
Go ahead, see.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing as well.
Quality
I
of life
think
is ruined.
you said what now?
I'm saying that his quality of life is ruined. You
Okay,
know,
right. So
not
I
saying it
understand.
in totality, but
Yeah, but I get what you.
to the high school football, like you know.
So again, this is why like there's got to be restrictions placed on things by the community itself, right? For a perfect example, the National Guard being in Chicago. I don't think that should happen, right? For a plethora of reasons, right? For governmental reasons, you're not following so many reasons, but there should be, and there has to be some level of restriction that come from the people that reside in the area. For example, if you're not a student, and think about it, those students there, if you're not from the college campus, you don't go to school. How did you cannot come on this campus? No, you cannot. No, I don't care if you're a visitor. I don't care who's here. You cannot be here. We don't know who you are. You're not a part of this community. It doesn't sound like that school in and of itself has these violent things. It's people from outside of the school. So people within that school, no, you can't come if you don't have a student pass.
Now there again, like him said, that's a ruin of that's a ruin of a quality of life, because you still got to think that this is an area, you know what I'm saying, that people kind of maybe frequent this just on a regular basis anyway. And for a few, see where the parents at. That's what I'll be going back to. Where is the parents? If we talking about
dang, we lost
So,
him. Bro, we be losing him in the middle of him getting ready to go.
But no, Cheeky, you made a good point. Because what we can do, what Cheeky is saying, let me assign, they got school IDs, and then we can also assign parents IDs so they can come and support their child.
Yeah.
So listen, so now I have a stadium where I can identify everybody that's a part of this stadium. It's no random dude from down in the hood can just pull up and get in just because he got $10. I think we just have to control our situations and regard. I know people ain't gonna like it because they feel like their freedom is gone. If you want to go watch a game, go to the NFL. Go down to the basketball or the baseball game where they regulate it. But we have to control these environments, especially in the schools. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, like that.
You have to be. The truth is, right? Well, go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
The truth is we have to be restrictive because of a subset of people, right? But what I don't want us to continue to do is keep saying those subset of people are us. That's the part that I can't keep doing that. I can't keep hearing somebody go, well, that's just how niggas is. Like, perfect example. I'm not going to creators' behavior, although he apologized for it. I wouldn't put that on all black people and say all black people act like Creator because I had one encounter with him like that. That would be crazy. That would be illogical. It wouldn't make any sense. And it would show some level of immaturity and lack of perspective of the world.
I have a question. Do you have anything that you would say this is black people? So twerking, is that black women?
Yeah, I think that's African / black. I think that's black / African. Yeah.
The two will separate from us, but yeah, okay.
Well, here's a more substantive way to have the conversation, right? Because when you say, oh yeah, you understand that even the criminal demographic in the country is pretty low if we just base it off arrests and people in prison, right? But when you discuss that demographic specifically, now the conversation can be had, right? Because when you look at the behavior of the criminal element, what's the representation? What are the reasons why things are happening? Who's more willing to do what? Right? So now let's discuss criminals. When we look at this type of shooting and shit like that, right? There's a representation issue here, right? Because of how they classify what a mass shooting is, as an example, right? This happens pretty consistently, right? In terms of just crime itself, in terms of shootings, right? So are we saying that those black people have something in their head that just isn't lining up? Or is it if you scuff my Timbs, I'm gonna put you on the ground. I'm gonna park you, I'm gonna put you in the dirt, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like what is this, right? Are we saying that is that men? Like what is it?
No, I think that those guys have a level of dysfunction when they leave the house. That's why they should be rejected at the gate. Like the solution we given is to reject the people that are all these categories y'all want to do. If you want to go mentally ill, all this, we can reject them because they typically not going to be connected to the program itself. I threw a whole bunch of house parties and we didn't have no shootings. As soon as we just started posting it online and letting anybody come, and we didn't control who was coming through that door, that's when the shootings came.
Didn't you
So
get in a
that's
fight with a bouncer at a club?
Have I ever been in a fight with a bouncer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are you bothering a bouncer, E?
Well, because the bouncer, I was drunk. That's the true answer. That's the truth. It ain't had nothing to do with the bouncer. It was me. I got self. I was young. I was dumb. Listen. I don't even think he said nothing to me. It was my
What's that
fault.
song?
Go ahead.
Y'all hear the sound?
Yeah, that's.
It sounds like somebody driving. Hey, are you driving right now? Or windows down?
Yeah, it's his connection.
Yeah.
You got like
no.
a sound
Air?
like the windows are down. Yeah.
So, but that's the only point that I make. It was me. I think back on it, like he didn't do nothing. I got jumped that night. I got jumped. I really got jumped that night. But it was what it is, you know. But the point that I was saying is that regulation. I think we got to go to regulation in the Black community. And I know people feel like it's gonna their freedom of life. You need more freedom of life. Like it's crazy that even these large companies feel like they have to regulate us. What is Carnival Cruise Line doing? Regulating Black people, but we can't regulate Black people in our own communities.
They regulating a certain part of a behavior from our community. They're not necessarily if you want to act a certain way, and that's pretty much everybody, right? If you want to act wild, reckless, I want to Joan and well, hey, you know what? We don't want that over here. But if you want
That
to
proves our
behave,
point.
right? You want to hold back that demon, right? Act like you got some sense, then we'll let you in.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. These people are naturally, like, everybody's trying to be like, well, yeah, no. People are naturally out here. I mean, a lot of people are messed up, but businesses still got to deal with people. They sell guns to everybody, right? We don't know who was giving them. And again, these people are offended. If they get offended, like I will. I'm like, bro, if you just my, I guess our town is like that. If we feel like you acting a certain way, you understand, we gonna deal with that like right then and there.
But
That's
the
a
chances
behavior,
decrease.
bro.
No,
That has to be
creator. Hold on.
changed.
What we're saying in our control environment, the chances decrease. Let me tell you why it decrease. If I know that Cheeky daughter is on the plan, is cheerleading, and we let him into the game, he gonna have a higher level of sensitivity of pulling out a gun to his daughter there. That's what I'm telling you. A controlled environment, and I know we don't like it, but a controlled environment, it solves most of these problems.
I won't disagree with that, but you got to do membership only. If you did membership, maybe the people that do involve with the school are not like students or alumni or whatever, but they are contributors in some type of way. They in the community. Then that's why we have sets is members only, right? Everybody in pay a little membership fee. That means I get some of your information. Anybody you want to bring, they got to give their information so that if anybody wild out, we know who did it. I don't want to be involved with when the police ask us, we let everybody know. If the police ask us anything, I'm telling them if we know, right? Because I don't want none. So if this ain't the type of party you want to come to, right, then don't come to this party. But I need your information before you come in here.
I think that's a good idea.
That's a member. It's just membership. That way, if you're a member, we all think.
Let me get in.
My bad. Go ahead.
I think that's a good idea. I think it's a bullshit that we have to do that. And I think honestly, if we're truly going to be, as Black people continuously saying, that it's the minority of us, then we need to be willing to throw away our crash outs. And what I mean throw them away, if they need to get rid of them completely, get rid of them. This is a personal thing. I have a little cousin who is a menace to society. Y'all think people are hard on crime. They're not. I had 3 cousins come home from life sentences. and they're menaces to society. These are murderers for no reason, with no regard for life. And it amazes me how the fuck they get to come home all the time. This boy just called me. He was trying, this was on camera, so I could say it, because she had a Ring camera. He was trying to break into a woman's house and shot her because she was minding his business. He is in jail on his second felony, second strike. We do have a 3-strike rule in Louisiana. They gave him 5 years.
For shooting her?
For shooting her.
Not even breaking and entering, just
5 years, and he was already a felon. And he called me to let me know he's leaving Louisiana when he gets out of jail because he don't want to run into the 3-strike rule. Do you understand? Dude, you know, I know what that means, right? He has no fucking intention on stop doing bullshit.
He's just gonna do it somewhere else.
He can do it in another state and keep hopping states to make sure he don't get the life sentence. Some of these niggas need to never see the day of life.
yo, this is what the thing is too, right? You know what's ill? Omar was alluding to this, right? The wannabe, right, can have impact too. You know, the what term we was using, cosplay, has effects too because people want to be that, right? The truth is, Lil Cuz is and I'm gonna say extreme minority, right? But with a great impact. But then niggas respect Lil Cuz and they want to be that. And this how you get a bunch of random people shot. Right? Because you put that piece on the Glock to switch it over, and Glock ain't gonna change it. Fuck they care. Cost some more money to change out that little piece so that you can't just take it off. And people buying them shits like a motherfucker because you can customize it. And it's simple. You don't gotta clean it because motherfuckers keep firing. You know what I'm saying? So you got a compound the issue.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's the thing, like we pushing it back.
Hold on.
Here you go. This him and his 9-month pauses. 7 months.
Why
you
gotta
having
be
twins.
why it gotta be you? I expect Creator to cut me off. I expect Eater Man to cut me off.
Cause you just paused and I was talking.
You did your hair one day, now you cut me off.
My hair was done last week.
I don't forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
All right, well, let me get out of here. I gotta hit these last 15 minutes, man. I appreciate y'all guys.
Let me finish. No,
Yo, E, man, I'm proud of you, man.
If I'll get on that treadmill in the next 5 minutes, I ain't getting on it. I'm just letting you know. I'll see y'all later.
Oh, you was just bald. That was something different about you.
Yeah.
He still is bald.
Now he growing his hair back. You know what I'm saying?
He sneezed, that shit coming off for sure.
Nah, big dog. Now I'm staying. This is all me, bro. I ain't got none of this shit on my head. All right, man. See y'all later.
Hey, salute to E, man. Good grief, boy. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
But for real, I think we're soft on crime, and then when we find people to vote for that's tough on crime, we push back on it, and then niggas get to go to jail and have free healthcare and rent, room and board and food for the rest of their life. And they really ain't had shit in the real world. Niggas be having fun in jail. Ain't nobody making them run laps. Ain't nobody making them do anything productive. Them niggas is having a good time. Niggas be calling me from jail having a good time. Stop calling me. Fuck, y'all having more fun than me in jail. And they don't have no problem going back. No problem, no issue with that shit. Just throw them niggas away. They need to make military schools for these little boys that these black women cannot raise. And so they can stop breaking in fucking people's houses while people at work. These niggas need something to do, and they need somewhere to be. And if it really ain't that many of them, let's get rid of them.
No, real shit. Jail be popping, nigga. Real shit. Like
them niggas be having a good time. Bro, there's jail talk. Hemp. You can go on jail talk where there's a bunch of niggas in jail on TikTok with thousands of views. These niggas having too much fun.
Yeah, but you know, you
get a bad toothache, they could go to the dentist. We can't even go to the dentist when we get a toothache.
They pulling them shits though. They ain't giving you a root canal like we get. They pulling them shits out.
Rid of the pain.
Snaggle too.
Shit.
Aaron with the $10 says, telling you we in the wilderness and Yah has a circling the promised land just like the Exodus. It's a generation of black people who have it's a generation of black people who have to go for us to do better. Sad I may not be included. Shaking my head. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most. Nah, I'm saying it ain't. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. It's not lit, but I'm saying the shit they got, bro, now is crazy, son. iPads and all that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could burn it for you could get that, but it's just so much shit, man. Because the technology just allows for it, man. Like
they keep the iPad all day.
God damn. Who run the TV don't even matter that much no more. Jesus Christ.
Here you go. You want to have a monologue?
I was talking to my man JT.
And I'm adding to exactly what y'all talking about. They get to keep the iPads.
You got the timing of a white woman on a dance floor.
I don't know what none of that means.
Jesus Christ. Cheat. Any final thoughts?
Man, we just gotta. If my stance is, if we're gonna accept it, then let's accept it. It is what it is, and then that if that's what black people is, that's what black people is. But if we're on a stance of that's not us, then we have to do what we have to do to separate ourselves from them, or at least from those that just have no point of return. Right? I'm not light on crime. I'm very supportive of knock them off. Like, bro, you kill somebody, there's no wait time, there's no death row, you die there. Just like if it's unwarranted, right? Of course, I'm not saying like it's self-defense, but of course, if there's something like this going on, bro, you can't be walking around the earth, right? I even said that about the special ed kid that slammed the teacher because she took his weed. That special ed kid got to go. He's 6'4", 200 some pounds. I watched that video over just the other day. He still got to go. Special ed and all. Special ed and all. Your big ass got to go. You can't live on this earth with us, fucking Titan. No. So I'm not soft on that shit. But let's not oversimplify the situation, and let's not say everything is us. That's crazy. I think it's simple too, or it makes sense to do. That's all.
Word. Sherelle.
Perfect.
Great show. Thanks everybody for joining, liking, subscribing, super chatting. Thank you, HAMP. Thank you, Cheeky. You know, yeah, I'm just happy that we're just coming to an acceptance. Yeah, niggas need to just, niggas need to be disappeared. If it's the little pie, if it's 20%, we got to be willing to sacrifice it. We got to stop trying to protect and find excuses, because it's just like we said, they come from bad circumstances, so they fucking shit up. It's kind of like what Reese said. Yeah, I come from bad circumstances, but I'm not out here fucking shit up. Which means at some point, we old enough to make decisions. And we making bad decisions, and it take one nigga to come in a party, kill 14 people. One nigga. One person killed my sister, and 14 people died from one person. We gotta be willing to get rid of these niggas. All them people that shot up that party and that high school thing, they all got capital murder charges. 3 of them. I don't know why the girl got an attempted murder, but the 3 boys, and we understand the sentence that carries. They giving them that charge because they're trying to give them the death penalty. I don't want to hear nobody pushing back on that shit. Get them.
That girl got to go too. The girl got to go too.
They need to find a way to up her charges, because I don't know why they trying to. She was out there banging with the boys. She need to be hanging with the boys. Because that's just no regard. Because it's high school. You didn't care if you were shooting kids or nothing. You don't give a fuck about life. So nobody should give a fuck about your life.
Yo,
You got to be realistic about it.
yo, it's it's always been the few, right, that are doing the right thing, you know? Like that's one thing I think is often misconstrued. It's always it's never the majority, right? But we predicate shit off of just things that just don't make a lot of sense. And yeah, I hear what y'all saying, right? I'm just looking at an obvious likelihood. But the thing about it is that shit is happening in different ways, right? One thing I was citing was ICE in Chicago when they raided that building. They got everybody who was a criminal in that building, not just the illegals. In DC, it was much more direct, right? You used the National Guard and the FBI and all that to apprehend and detain and arrest the people that seemingly were causing harm to the city. So I guess what y'all are saying isn't as far-fetched if they keep using this heavy-handed tactic. And let me ask y'all one question before we go. Are y'all okay with people who maybe are innocent getting caught up in it?
Getting caught up in what?
Just like the heavy-handed nature, like you gotta go, right? Like it just is what it is, essentially.
For murder, I think that's different. Yeah, like for murder, I think I'm okay, but illegal immigration.
Well, no, just the crime, right? Because you have to, because a lot of crime leads to stuff too, right? People get killed trying to rob niggas. You see what I mean? People get killed
and if that
breaking
happens,
into houses, shit like that.
Yeah, so yeah, if you break into a house and somebody is killed in the process, whoever's involved with that, automatic out of there.
Okay, you were saying strictly on like murdering people.
Yeah, strictly that. Yeah, for sure, like that. But now, like, if you shoplift, nigga, if killing you, I think is a little extreme. Now cutting your hand off, maybe a finger, a couple fingers.
I was saying like locking people up, making it more punitive. My man Will sent me a video. I actually reviewed it. I think Sherelle, I think was this show, and Tiff was here, I think. But anyway, it was about prison, the punitive nature of prison, right? The longer the sentences, the recidivism rate was dropping for those people. So people that did big time, just based on the calculation, they were less likely to go back. The three strike,
that makes sense.
Yeah. The 3-strike law mitigated a lot of things in California. Like a lot of, people started trying to change their ways. And then to you guys' point, when those people are removed, the people who live in that society that are just trying to make it have a better quality of life also. Because of how punitive the sentences were or were not, right? A slap on the wrist, like if my mom slapped me on the wrist, that shit don't hurt. I'm more likely to be bad again,
for
right?
Sure.
And so when we use slap on the wrist and allocated to sentencing, right? People say, "Oh, I got a slap on the wrist." Oh, you doing what? A 3 to 5? That's nothing, right? Niggas will literally go in and say,
and it
ain't shit.
Matter of fact, they'll use it to say why somebody should do something. I've experienced.
Look,
yeah, they'll be like, bro, you do it because if you do it, you good.
You'll get a slap on the wrist.
I swear, listen to this, bro. This big, we playing football. We in New York, right? Big ass diesel ass nigga. He's like, yo, if you punch that nigga, they gonna give you a simple assault. They give you 18 months, nigga. You good. Word is born, son. I had gotten in trouble. They offered me the same exact thing he said, yo. I'm like, yo, this nigga like put the omen on me or something.
Yeah.
Like, but it was just because he was just so matter of fact, like, yo, this is what it is. Boom, 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 you good money. Right? Because it was only 18 months, right? 18 months of your life behind bars, though. Right? You heard, right? And this is what people say. Yo, they give you 18, you do half of that, you home in this much. Yo, even so much so cheeky, the lawyers talk like that.
Yes, especially doing pleas. They be like,
yeah,
just take this because you if you don't take this, the likely chances will be this. So my thing is this, bro. Let's be hard on crime. I'm not against that. I'm okay with that. Now, capital punishment, I'm for too, right? If you take a life, your life should be taken, and it shouldn't take long it shouldn't take too long to figure it out. Now, I understand some people have gotten off of death row, and sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. I'm not gonna lie. It may cause some moral ambiguity or whatever, but
I think it should be like when it's foolproof.
Hold on, Sherelle.
It's
You
on
ain't about to say that.
camera.
Murder, rape, molestation. It should be off with your head.
Easy. Public. Easy. I feel like that's easy.
But what works, right? There's gonna be the niggas that's about that. They don't give a fuck what type of charges they about to get, right? If it's up, it's up,
Right. Like that's what I mean by there's certain things that if something's wrong with you, and if you don't care like that, you don't belong to be here.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be here.
Don't even want to be around somebody who think it's cool to go back in and out of jail. That's why when you say, like, are we cool with the people? Like, bro, if they tell you to walk a fine line or there's going to be consequences, the law-abiding citizens is going to walk that fine line. They're going to talk shit, but they're going to get in line. The only people that's going to feel like, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to still be go to jail. Get the fuck. Bye.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about the law. Bye. Nigga,
It's like,
if they come to your neighborhood and you still feel like, oh, we're going to go to war with the fucking the military that's put the whole world in fear. They so scared of you niggas in Chicago. No, they're not.
Niggas don't.
They're the monster. They are the beast. Okay, that the Bible be talking about. The U.S. military is the beast. They are not scared of niggas in Chicago. They're not. No, they're not. Not even a little bit. No, they're not.
Niggas don't be scared. You know what it looked like, right? And I want people to understand this. Like, cause here's the thing, right? Those special ops forces and all that, they bout that life too, right? Like, I think that gets kind of like misunderstood. They are about that life, right? And so, and I'm saying that the men who are about that life in Chicago are about it. I'm not saying they not, but I'm saying them niggas who's coming, they about that life too, right? And I saw this one dude, this black dude, he's kind of diesel. He was talking to this little, not little, but he's probably like a 145 pounder, so kind of small, about 5'7", 5'8". So,
he my size, yeah, for sure.
He like, yo, what you want to do? And they had a football game, right? But now he don't know that the guy is a world champion boxer, right? So he talking to the dude and the smaller dude, right? He talking crazy, but it's at a football game, right? It's thousands.
I saw that video,
there, right? And you see how he just looking at him like, and he turned his back on him too, which is a no. But he knew that I really do this, right? And in that moment, he had enough ability to relax him, to walk away from the situation. That's what I see at times. Like niggas like nigga, and he's like, bro, if you only knew, like, right? And you guys know Michael Jai White?
Yeah, of course.
Spawn.
So yeah, for sure.
He was saying one skill that I would teach everybody was boxing first. He was like, if somebody had to fight, he ranked boxing first, then wrestling, and then Muay Thai boxing, like Thai boxing, you're kicking knees and elbows. But he said that was third behind boxing, just because it's better to just keep your feet planted on the ground. And he was like, he 100% disagrees with most fights end up on the ground because they all start on the feet. And he's like, karate's more performative. He knows a bunch of different martial arts too. But he was saying
he's a black belt with multiple.
Yeah. And he was saying boxing first, So when I looked at that, I just was like, damn, son, he don't even know what he into, But I don't know, man. Yo.
Wow.
I'm on the show tonight. I gotta get the link and shit. I'll put it on the community post. Y'all jump in the Discord. Let's finish the conversation. We're gonna keep on grinding. This was a dope show, and a lot of it was aligned, It wasn't a whole lot of, people going too far off the cuff, even though, salute the creator and eat a man, right? Because they were talking about the nature, the modus operandi of our people and what we know and don't know, and how we don't apply or do apply what we do and don't know. So I think it was good, man. I think it's interesting to look at how Cheeky was looking at it. A lot of things Sherelle pointed out in terms of the fronts we fighting on, you spread too thin. That's for damn sure, right? And then when you turn around, you got to fight the niggas that you thought was on your side. So hopefully they take this and assess this show for what it was. I think it was pretty good, damn good. Salute to D'Angelo. God bless the dead. Pancreatic cancer. My grandfather died from that too. Really got to take care of ourselves, man. Only 51 years old. 51, bro.
Are you talking about the singer?
Mm-hmm. He just passed away.
Yep. He pancreatic cancer. Yep. And I think black men have a susceptibility to that. I know prostate cancer, pancreatic cancer. So get yourself checked out, man. Get yourself checked out, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all go support this film here. You can watch Shad's the film he made that I went to go see the premiere of at this link. So I'm gonna share the link for a little bit. Y'all please go. I'm gonna share the link so y'all can follow the instructions because it take a little time, right? But the more views he gets on this, he could win this award for this particular festival. Let's go support each other, man. Do what we gotta do. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out.
We out.
Yeah. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real. Well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dance and jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky. I hope you know. This might be risky. Let's go, let's go. This might be risky. No, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a broadcast. It's a broadcast. It's a broadcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real. Well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, too, back to facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, dance and jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky. I hope you know. This might be risky. Let's go, let's go. This might be risky. No, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to